Sorry, guys. Welcome back to Forgotten World Adventures, where a bunch of my geeky friends and me get together and we play Dungeons and Dragons. Last time we left off, we had quite the event. You guys were down in. Can we
There's
not do
always
that?
one.
I tried to make sure it was silent this time.
This is what we get for not having an actual tech crew to watch us. Okay. We have to watch ourselves. Anyways, when we left off, or sorry, last week when we played, you guys were down back into that mountain and found yourself against.
Did we ever leave the mountain?
No, but deeper into its depths, with this giant maw of a hole that you've heard has treasure in it.
And death.
And lots of death. When you got there, though, you were going based on the story of a young man that seems slightly connected to Ferial, though we haven't really breached much of that stuff yet. He guided you down there, giving warnings that it was very dangerous, that his entire party was killed by something that he assumed to be undead or some crazy monsters. But you know you need to go down there in order to find your friend that, not friend yet, but hopefully soon to be friend.
Soon to be associate,
that you want to
choice or not.
That you want to have guide you. His name is Ragstal Bracehelm.
Yep.
He's a Tejungi adventurer that has made his way into the Underdark a few different times and should be able to help you guys if you're trying to find Shalia. But he is down here in the hole.
Not to help find me, to help find Credence. They don't care about me.
He wants to find Shalia. They might want to find Shalia and kill her. But,
I mean, why
Maybe
do
ask
it
her.
myself when I already have someone who's taking care of it?
yeah. Anyways,
It's
so...
fine to make buddies with Credence, guys.
Buddies with Credence.
Wait, who do you have doing it?
The Agamemnon, obviously.
Let the Agamoth kill her. Although you
Deal
guys
with
think
her.
that, I was say you guys think that she might be a traitor against you.
I'm joking,
Anyways,
obviously.
So Shalia, having been taken, since we just got there, I'll get to that real quick. Having been taken, was being tortured, made a deal with her torturer. Just to remind names, Eskar Vendal.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just a very smiley person. I definitely wasn't laughing at fast. His name was Eskar, and then I imagined you were gonna say go next.
Okay, sorry. I can't win. DMs never win.
You asked it.
I know, it's
I
fine.
was
I know.
content to just sit
It's
here
okay.
laughing
It's
to
okay. It's
myself
okay.
and
It's
smiling.
okay.
Today you'll be dating with your torturer, Escargot.
Escargot. No, so Eskar Vendal,
That would make me laugh too.
a little bit of crazy, psychotic zealot, believed that it would be a good idea to let you go and try to trick Credence into actually doing what the Yagamoth want to have happen. But it had to be very believable. He psychotically cut you, then stabbed himself and let you take the knife to go into the fray to get Credence. You fought your way through, barely surviving.
One health point, guys.
Yeah. And Credence was able to get out with you. You were able to escape.
Phoenix was able to get out, aka he dropped a nuke at the very last second.
He is not doing very well as you've taken him. You notice that the amount of energy it took for him to cast that spell to save you guys was pretty much the last thing he had left. You can see all of the wounding on his body. He is very cut up. He's been burned. You can see he's been burned by
He's been
fire.
like I have.
He's burned by acid. He is very banged up. Yeah, he's not doing okay.
Neither one of us are.
But he's tough as nails.
Yeah.
So he's trying to not complain about any of it. And you guys ran off out of the prison trying to find a way out. Now, you do know of ways out once you get out of the prison. So, we'll talk about some of that. because there are more than just roads out. There are portals. So we'll talk about that in a minute. You guys, when you got down there, you did when you got down to the dark pit hole thing and confronted the situation, you found there were some very odd creatures that you fought with, along with some more than likely zombie-type undead. Attempted to kill you, did some decent damage. Mittens held her own pretty well. It would have made your fight much harder had she not been there. Although Elena wasn't here, but
You did great.
Mittens did awesome.
I don't know what to say.
You got the Credence special.
Yeah.
You got the tree. Yeah.
So now,
I'm not salty.
Very sketchy house, as I recall.
yes,
I
now,
remember chanting.
yes,
I was coming over with Detect Magic active, and
right. So what you guys walked into, the house had an enormous sigil that was done into it in blood. There were bodies hanging from the ceiling that were actually moving and trying to reach at you as they saw you. There were other bits of body on the floor.
That sounds like a cozy summer home. I don't know what's wrong
Right.
with us.
Burnt to the ground.
And and then in one of the back rooms, you could hear something, and eventually you did hear something that sounded like chanting. And you have your detect magic
yeah,
running.
you said it was like conjuration.
Yes, sir.
I've played Diablo enough times to know that you kill them before they finish chanting.
You've played enough Diablo to know that. However, you've watched enough Dragon Ball Z that you go, but what if I find the thing that they summon?
I want to prove how strong I am.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Why don't we throw it at Senzumine and let you fight it?
Very terrible mistake.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, guys. So we are going to pick up there with you guys dealing with this situation in the house. I don't have my battle mat, so there's not a lot to see. I will do my very best to keep track of and describe everything I will be mapping here.
I would like to point out, in the best and most eloquent words I could possibly do, I was, however, giving a child a gun at the time.
Yes, you were
And bullets.
With no
technically
explanation.
not a child.
He's a half-elf.
Technically not a child.
I mean,
A boy.
possibly a child of one of the party members.
No, grandson. Or great-grandson.
Great. Something great.
A descendant.
Distant relation.
There's no proof of that. Lots of Elitron can do plant stuff.
There's no proof against it either.
Fair enough.
No, I think it's Ferial is the way it's pronounced. And that's the only good one I'll have all night.
That was so funny. Fairy elf. Is that
why you did that name?
Like, shut up!
It's okay. I'm not the only one who gets made fun of for the names I come up with.
It's escargot, man. What can I say?
Depends on whether or not you're trying to pronounce things with a Spanish accent. Because you try to just say scar, then you get escar. Because for whatever reason, Hispanic people put E in front of every S.
Sneakers, Sprite.
Yeah, so there was chanting. Assumably either the Butcher, Skeleton King, or Diablo himself will be coming through the door any second now.
Everyone get out of the house!
This feels like a butcher situation.
You know, it's a very Butcher room. I do agree.
Yeah.
I'm outside collecting blood.
Oh, right!
I forgot about that.
He is giving blood to the blood god, basically. He's giving blood to the god that he is
What's his
dealing
name?
with.
Corn?
Yep.
Yep.
No skull.
Donating plasma?
Yet.
Huh?
Donating plasma?
Yeah.
$200 a pop.
After I told him not to.
Is there an achievement or something in a video game, Blood for the Blood God, or is that a thing?
That's Warhammer.
That's
It's
Warhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Korn's whole thing is.
Okay, yeah.
Blood God, skull for the skull throne.
Right.
And if I knew Corn better, I'd make a song.
Oh,
reference.
that's the color of paint.
Oh,
Yeah,
blood.
Corn red.
Yeah,
And
no,
also
no.
Blood for the
Blood for the
God.
Blood God
It's a
is
technical
it's
paint
a
that looks
it's
like
a tech
blood.
paint. That's why in my
Yeah.
head. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so,
Really geeky. Anyways, yeah. So, as if this weren't already really geeky, So you guys are in here. I'm just making sure I've got everything mapped out.
We have a map if you wanted to use that.
No,
Just
I have to reset.
It's okay.
I'll take all stream.
I'll take all stream.
Look
Wow.
over it with dry erase and erase it.
Okay. You guys are good. So, to my memory, we had you and you and
I was in the house as well.
you and you.
I was
Kidding
like,
me?
I was talking.
No, you were
with-
giving a gun.
Yeah.
So you and you and you.
Mhm.
Was Fedial running in there?
I was outside.
he was-
You
I
stayed
was
away
running
trying to
key.
keep him, right?
I was trying to convince him.
Oh,
that
we
he
had
was
4
making
because
a bad
Mittens was in there. Because she's
decision.
like, no way are we going to go walking into some undead crap and I'm not going to be there. So,
Yeah.
right. So, yeah, we had Mittens walking into the house with you 3.
Mitten's already in there. I was walking in.
Yeah, you're
'cause I
behind
got called
everybody.
over.
Right. Okay. So.
Yeah.
You're dealing with the blood for the blood god stuff. You're dealing with a gun.
Yeah.
And where were you?
I was in the house with them. I was the one that
1,
told
2,
them
3,
open.
4.
Yeah.
Right.
I believe
Perfect.
you're making firelight or something.
Yeah, I had concrete flames.
Oh yeah. You had flame in your hand. That's how we were seeing all the crazy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm about to cut things to pieces. 'Cause
I
I,
can cast light if you need to see.
I said it. They didn't move it.
I
There's
mean,
some torches around.
if he needs, I can cast light instead of
She
him
can
having
easily
a
cast light. Yes.
flame.
We could just burn down this building.
I will do that, just
Metal.
in case.
we got
Still
burn this
wood.
whole
It would.
house
Wood.
down.
I'll cast light.
Okay, you cast light. He's got a flame. You're hearing the chanting in the room.
I'm feeling the conjuration. It's like, everyone get out now.
No, you don't. I'm finished. I'm sorry, I'm not there.
You're outside the door. Probably.
Everybody
I-
get out now.
Yes. Get out of the house.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to second guess the wizard. I'm
At a
out.
wall.
Okay.
So I throw my fireball at a wall as I'm leaving to try and burn the building down.
Okay.
We gonna burn the
Um,
whole house down.
Fine,
If-
help me.
You're just throwing it at the wall in front of you guys. So there's a far back wall.
Do we
There's-
see the person?
You can't see him. There's
There's
three.
a back
There's
room.
There's
The-
3
the
rooms
room-
in this that are not like connected to the main room. So they're like the main room. It looks like this.
They
Really
have
quickly.
secret doors because
So you kind of got this little bit of an L-shaped main room stuff. This is where the symbol was cut in, or well, done in with the blood. You got the circles. I've got like the hanging bodies. This is 1 room, 2 room, 3 room. The sound is coming from this room here.
I throw the fireball at that room with the sound coming from it.
Okay.
I can't help but feel like I'm about
Is
to
the
get
door
shot in the
closed?
back.
All the doors are closed. Yes.
by the person you just gave a gun to.
They're running out.
I don't know. Are they chickening out or
Safety
what?
sign with Betsy.
I think they are. You're leaving because you don't question him. You threw a fireball and booked it, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
open
he
the door.
knows the most about
Mittens
He
don't
just-
care.
He threw a fireball, or he threw a flame.
He threw a flame.
It's
At
only
that-
catching
at that
on
room.
fire.
Threw a flame and ran.
Yeah, at the doorway that you're walking towards.
So I will be describing what happens.
Yes.
As you toss the flame,
If Mittens isn't going out, then I'd probably stay at the entrance, just so you know. So I'm watching her try to.
okay, you're like, Mittens, come on, Mittens. Come on, Mittens. Come on, Mittens.
Vamos,
Let's
Gato.
go. Vamos.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty,
Oh, don't do that. You might get killed.
So you now insulted Key
And then brought back,
and Mittens.
you
I
killed,
insulted
brought
you
back
too.
to life, and
Well,
killed
yeah,
again.
but
Killed who again?
So
So
when you
killed,
chuck
brought
when you
back
chuck
to
the
life,
flame,
again.
you watch it hit. It just like it hits like I don't know. Have you guys ever seen like Backdraft? The way the flames just go across the surface.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's
a cool movie.
Yeah, so it does that. You watch it, and it seems to collect at the edges of the door. It just stays there. It does not burn.
That's not good.
That's not a
I don't know what that is, but
And they're
it's not a
chanting, and
door.
then here comes Julia ingredients. Just kidding.
You're gonna go open the door.
I am.
Okay. All right. You cross over the sigil that's been painted on the floor. You get your hackles raised a little bit as you do so. Quite literally. And then you go to open the door. The door will not budge. So you can attempt to break it down if you wish.
You want me to do that?
Are you still in there?
I stood back, but I saw what happened to the door, so I'm just like, we might have a problem here. If
And
you're
a
trying to break
problem
open the door, I can help out.
Yep.
Okay, I will pull out my axe and chop down the door.
Okay.
Here's Johnny.
Yep. I hit the door.
Here's Bjorn.
Just not just this demonic voice. Who's there?
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. No. Alright, so
Twitter bit fiends.
That's a
Damage
demo.
plus 3 fire.
how many points of damage?
10 points.
10
of
points of yeah.
slashing and 3
You just
fire.
come running out, just blade goes right into the door. You do feel something as this hits. It
Recoil.
yeah, it feels a bit. It's not just like the normal like I hit something. You feel almost like a small shock against you as you hit. Not like electric shock, like more of a force. Just you're like, what did I just get through? That was weird.
Someone was leaning against that door. That stinks.
Someone was leaning against the door and the blade is now in their head.
Bummer, dude. Bad luck.
No,
Please play again.
you hit the after having hit it, you feel that maybe something has changed because the flames around the edges now seem to be burning the lintel of the door, and though they are not treading further outward, they are burning inward.
Okay.
Consolidating into one giant fire demon. When suddenly an Ifriti is summoned.
I told you I'd be back.
I will continue chopping at the door
Okay.
until it is not a door anymore.
Okay.
Is it ajar?
No, it would be
Now-
away.
When you pull
What
the
if when a door is not a door, it's a jar?
oh my god. When you pull the axe from the initial hole that you've created, this is when you notice that there is blood seeping out of the open area.
Oh my goodness, the door's alive.
It's a mimic!
Is it mimic kill it?
Okay?
So one or two options.
It's pouring a little faster and a little faster.
Yeah. Let's just keep chopping at it.
Okay, what is the
Okay.
movie? It's The Shining, right?
Yeah.
Like, literally. Here's Johnny. Suddenly the doorway is leaking blood.
Yep.
What's next? Are there going to be two twin girls on the other side of the doorway?
Nope.
How about a
You sure,
bathtub?
Matt? Are you sure?
I am absolutely sure.
I still love that scene from Ready Player One where it's like,
Oh my
what
gosh.
do you mean 237? We ain't got no business going in 237.
That was one of the best scenes of that whole thing. So yeah, you're gonna attack the door still.
Yes.
Okay, you continue chopping at door until door is too weak. You now get to make a strength save along with anyone else standing in this wake, because none of you left the doorway.
I'm not
I
there.
am-
I don't
I
know
am
why you're
walk
looking
up
at
to
me.
the house slowly.
I
just
am
like, that was my spot
outside
now, just-
in like the
We've
outer
got some
doorway.
I know.
I'm walking up with,
Hey, door blood.
with my new buddy with a gun, just kind of like, I wonder what's happening out here.
15.
15?
I was outside the.
22.
Nice.
I'm still standing outside looking in.
Yeah.
I'm a
If you'd like me to make a strength save, I will. But
It's not rushing that hard. So, R2, you did a 15 and a 22. Mittens, you're caught for just a moment. You begin sliding back as this rush just
Of blood.
blood comes blasting out of
Hey,
comes
Key, get your
blasting out of
book
the
out.
door. You are a
You don't know about it.
bloody wet cat now. That's gotta
Hey,
be
Nathan, get
horrendous
your
for
book
you.
out.
Our barbarian is definitely covered in it.
What's a barbarian?
I've been covered in worse.
Yeah.
Look, I don't remember having a tabby with us.
No. She's a bit fuzzier than you guys may have noticed, than you guys knew. She actually looks not as chubby as she normally looks because she's actually fluffy.
It's all this
I'm
poof.
fluffy.
So she's not fluffy right now.
It makes me look fat.
You are hit by it, but you are able to withstand it.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a hit. It's not a ton. You guys take like sorry, I need to. Oh yeah, the dice are here. Sorry guys. Yeah, you end up taking 4 damage. This mostly just bludgeoning from getting hit with the water. Well, the
I was expecting that the
liquid.
door would probably also come with it.
Oh yeah, door came with. He was
What
right in
was
front of
left?
the door.
Of the door.
Yeah, he was right in front of the door, so he got to take the
How
major
much
part
blood
of that.
comes out of this little shack?
Quite a bit. Probably a few thousand gallons of blood.
That's improbable.
Yes.
Wait, that's weird. This is the exact amount of blood that was needed to hold an Ifrit. If it all came from one person, then we just have to find that person and make him do it.
So you
1,000
needed 3
gallons of
liters
blood
of
came
blood,
from
wasn't
one
it?
person.
3 liters of blood?
Yeah.
Not
They
So
don't
we could've sent
they'd
multiple
be like
Ifrits.
a sheet of paper at this point. There's nothing left.
Even how big they are. Well, the thing, the blood wasn't to summon; it was to seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could seal an entire army of Ifrits.
Yeah.
He's just
Okay.
gonna lean down, dip my book.
Lay down. You're 3 feet, ain't
It's a sponge.
Basically, he's like, sliding back up into his hiding
on
spot.
the floor.
It's like, oops, I dropped my book. Sorry, guys.
Just like all the blood
Just stumble, just drop a few things.
And then Cthulhu rises from the dark pits.
Counter
That's basically what
spell.
I do. I walk in, I stumble, drop a few things, and oops, just pick it slowly back up, just roll
Yep.
the book a bit. Just,
You do so, and when you put your book back, it is completely clean.
nice.
Book of prestidigitation.
How do you write in that? With the Book of Prestidigitation, how do you write in it? Because wouldn't that just get rid of whatever you wrote?
What book? I don't know what book you're talking about.
I'm not talking to you.
So,
Anyway.
those who were at the entrance, you still are coated, because it definitely shot out quite a bit of blood. What you see afterwards, wiping away all the mess on you.
Just the classic.
Yeah. The room beyond is obviously also soaked in blood now.
Yeah.
But there is a figure back there, and you can see there is a thing hanging from his belt that is glowing. It glows with an eerie red aura to it. And his hand, you can see something forming. It is beginning to grow in light. Not exactly sure what this is, but it does have something going on. Roll initiative. For those who are going to be fighting. You can roll initiative too.
Yeah, like I do.
And you
I'm
all,
in the
you're,
far
all
back.
gonna be, you're all going to be running, but roll initiative. We will be getting to you in a minute.
Is that a jack die or is that a 19?
Oh, that's great.
I'm at 18.
I'm too busy with my book.
That's a 19.
Okay.
You're too busy dipping your book in the blood.
I got a 23.
I got the lowest I possibly could.
Wait, but then
So what's 12?
I rolled a 1.
Right?
I know, but the lowest you could possibly get, so it's a 12, right?
No, it's a 5.
It's the
If I was Sharia, yeah,
it
I'd
can't
probably-
go below a 10.
Yeah, you got some crazy initiative.
Shalia does.
Oh, Shalia's got
She has
Would you
plus 7.
grab me
She has
and,
plus
Dr. Pepper from the...
I only got a plus 4, and I rolled a 1.
Do you need it?
You one too?
So that's a 5.
Thank you.
Do you say that you need a doctor?
We're all about to. Are you
Dr.
kidding
Pepper
me?
a real doctor? Because I'm starting to get suspicious.
Dr. Pepper in the house.
How big is this thing?
How big is this thing?
Yeah.
It's just a guy right now.
There's a man in a room.
See, that's the worst of them.
I know,
One
right?
man with a glowing sword. I have seen Dark Souls enough to know that's never a good sign.
At least it's not
Did you say it
Ornstein and
was a
Smell.
sword?
Smell.
the
Smell.
throwback.
Smell.
No, you said
Say again?
Nothing. I said at least
I
it's
heard
not.
Ornstein and Smell.
Yeah,
Is it a
I said at
glowing
least it's
sword or
not
is it a
Ornstein and
glowing
Smell.
rock?
Smell.
I
Smooth.
don't know. He's
Smell.
got something on his belt.
Since no one knows how to freaking pronounce that name.
Oh, are you talking about Bahamut or Bahamut or
Take the
Baham?
philosophy.
Yeah.
Bahamut?
Bahamut.
Oh my gosh, no. Not
You can-
even. Not even.
Guys.
We're throwing books at you.
It's the Philosopher's Stone. There's enough blood in there for that.
Oh my gosh.
It's the father.
No. No.
Okay.
It is not the father.
I got this.
Alright, so Caleb rolled a 23. Anyone rolled higher?
I rolled a
I want
19.
100.
Okay, so 19. Anyone?
21.
21.
You just put me at the end.
I figured.
I'm too busy with my book.
Mittens?
I mean, my things.
8. Dang,
I
guys.
also got
I
an
got
18, so I'll go
18
after
as well.
Legends.
I've got a +4 for initiative.
Well,
And my
for the
dex.
first round, it's gonna be just you and me. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
Key. Okay. So, you're able to see this.
Yep.
You should be able to see this too. As he just. Whatever was in his hand forms for just that second. You see the little bit of, like, red light in his hand. He just.
Counterspell.
You're not there.
You can't
I
see it.
Yes, he is.
There, I am at the entrance.
You also cannot see it. He's in a room separate from.
Within the room.
Your angle is
Your
here.
is in
He's
the
in a
room.
room you cannot see
Yeah.
him.
I thought I could see him from
No.
through the 2 doors.
These two
Okay.
could.
I cannot. I just know crap's going down.
We are standing at the door.
You do technically have detect magic going,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to be able to see to
Yeah.
cast. So he just.
So he takes the Eye of Evil, and then
Yeah, no. The floor now.
Is
All of you
tentacles.
guys. No. All of you guys make me dex saves. Anyone who is standing in the house. 1,
Oh,
2,
yay.
3.
That's
Well,
advantage.
or near the.
Mhm.
Like, on the entrance.
17.
17,
10.
10,
19.
19,
15.
15.
We're not-
You don't need to worry about it.
Oh, okay.
We're approaching the house.
I rolled
okay.
a 1.
Or at least-
Yeah! Alright.
Apparently, I'm not happy being covered in blood.
No, you are not.
Weird things that just
It's
turn
so-
around.
Are you kidding me? With that amount of fur, you're absolutely like 10 times heavier than you used to be.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It slows her down. That's why she can dodge.
Hey, you think being covered in blood's like gonna like keep this from happening, but you feel those let's see, you rolled 22, 19,
15?
10, and 1.
Oh, you're right. You were.
You two feel the hard bony hands of some, like, there were no skeletons here, but immediately just gripped along up into your legs, holding you in place. You have 0 movement speed until you're able to break free of it. You guys are able to move out of the way in time
Okay.
for now. Caleb's up.
Okay.
I'm concerned suddenly. There's 2 bad guy markers.
Not counted.
Shalia.
Oh.
Well,
What?
I am starting my blade song
Good plan.
and casting blur.
Whoa!
Okay.
And I am moving in towards the room.
Okay. You need to also make me a dex save.
Alright.
So not slip on the blood.
That will be 16.
16. Alright, you are still able to move and keep through the hands that are grasping at you. You finish about at the entrance. You're able to see this dark figure with that glowing thing at his side hanging from his belt. you can feel a stare narrowing down at you as you come towards the door. But you can't see it.
Stay out of my room.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Alright. Fernando?
Time to break out, I guess.
Are you breaking free?
What do I need to do to
Strength save.
strength save?
Wish
That's
you
better
luck.
than just a strength.
So it counts as your action if you do it, so you can still move afterwards.
Well, that's still a 10, so.
Dang. They are holding tight. Nero?
Well, I assume I'm walking up with what's his name? I have his name.
Feindal?
Yes. I assume.
Or, let's
Wait,
be honest here, Farial Jr.
Junior the 5th?
There is no proof
Senior,
of
senior,
any of
junior.
that.
Fairy on the
Guilty
sixth.
until proven innocent.
That's not how this works.
That's for bards.
That's
Excuse me,
for
that's how
Bard.
Roll to seduce the dragon.
I don't want to know. Alright.
Yeah, I assume me and Findle are gonna be. I'm at the very least looking at him as like, hey, you have a gun now. Follow up. Yeah. It'll be fine, I say, grabbing him by the arm and pulling him with me.
No! No!
They give me the gun back.
Here! He throws it to you.
It
I
goes
wanted to keep
off.
it in case something else happened.
He goes off. Matt,
What? What?
you said he throws the gun.
He tosses it to you.
It's not loaded.
Okay, if you're worried about catching it.
Yes, with a 0 dex, I might be just the mildest concerned about that. It's like I've established I'm not dexterous.
He goes off and shoots him in the head.
Just go the full World War Z.
Findle's first kill.
It's himself.
No, okay. He tosses the gun towards you, not really understanding just how dangerous it is. Go ahead and make me a dex. Make me an acro. Well, no, just a straight up
I'm sorry, Josh.
dex save
Yeah,
to catch it.
that's a +0.
It's okay.
For a moment, I thought that was going to be a 1.
Yeah, I thought that was a 1 too. So it's a 15.
Yeah, you're fine. You're just like, oh,
Great.
the
Now
world is wrong with you.
great. Now the 15 bullets.
Here.
I only have 1 round. Come on.
Yeah, that's it. He just hands them to you. If you're gonna take the time to deal with them.
Is there anything I can do that's not a waste of time? Like anything?
Instead of doing this, if he
Well,
says
I mean-
no, you're like, fine, you stupid kid, and run.
Well, I mean, you can stop playing D&D.
Wow.
Ouch.
Well, I would only have to stop hanging out with you, and I think everything else besides that would like pretty much fit.
They love each other, guys.
I was so tempted to move
They pretty
in,
much spend most of the week with each other, and they're not roommates.
and if not with each other, at the very least thinking of each other.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Oh
All right.
my! And we continue.
Happy Pride Month, everyone.
We're done, guys. You're on. What are you doing? Nate's like,
I'm on
goodbye.
confessions,
We're done.
We're
apparently.
gonna end the stream. I have the power, guys.
Good night, people.
So, after
I need a moment.
Sorry, Dave, was the tension too high?
He just needs to laugh.
So, I guess after he says no, I'm just gonna go ahead and move towards the door. I will leave the gun with him.
Okay, so instead of doing all that, you're just gonna run. So you run towards the door. Good to go.
Yeah, I couldn't breathe. I was laughing too hard.
All right. Okay. You make it to about the stairway towards at the house because you were
No,
a
does it
distance
have a
off.
stairway?
Yeah, it has a small porch.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's only got about 4. It's only got about 4 stairs up.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. You could jump it. Like your lance.
Dex save. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that'll be in a
that would
second.
be in athletics. You would be able to do that. It's fine.
Anyway, so
yeah.
make my way over there.
You make your way over there. You can't see anything to shoot at or anything at this point yet.
Well, I can see things to shoot at. It's just discouraged.
Yes, you can't see enemies to shoot at.
Well, just
Anyway,
not encouraged ones.
so Ferial.
Video.
So I was over by Key. How far am I away from this?
Over by Key.
We were only maybe like 30
Before everything got crazy, Key was already over close enough to start sponging up the blood.
Yeah.
So you're probably near enough. You've probably got about 40 feet.
Okay.
You don't know about the
So I guess I'll.
If you're double moving though,
First
you know.
bit.
Yeah. Let's see.
No.
So
Is there
It's
any?
just hungry.
No. I mean, putting blood on things that shouldn't have blood on them, like an altar to an evil god. Sorry. I'll. Sorry.
Yeah. Nate.
So I'll start walking into the building and sort of.
So you're double moving into the building.
Well, so I'm 40 feet away from the building. Okay, then yes, I'm double moving my way into the building.
Okay, so you dash in and up just beyond Nero and into the actual building. Are you able to get up to about where Mittens and
Okay, so
them
can I see with this thing?
are? Yes, at a distance you can see him.
Do I know what this is?
You do not know what this is.
Okay.
You know it's not nice and it's shooting blood out of houses and doing some crazy things.
Yes.
Which really looks kind of terrifying in some ways. You see like a house exploded blood out all the windows and doors.
Diablo?
I have a question.
I think we're milking out.
Does he need to make a save, or is that only for the people that were originally in the area?
Oh, he will be. Yeah, he makes it at the end of his turn.
Oh, okay.
So yes, you need to make your deck save as you come in. Well, as you.
Oh, okay.
As you end out.
That's gonna be a 21.
You're just fine, but you are feeling the things like grasping at you. You're just like,
You just kind of lightly brush them off.
Kick one.
Alright. Mittens, you're up.
Okay, I cast spiritual weapon
Yes.
and AC 23.
Wow.
Assume hits,
Yeah, that would hit.
and it did. D8 plus my spellcasting.
You may want to speak up just slightly and
I'm-
point slightly at the mic.
I'm just thinking to myself, that's why I'm not talking loud.
Hmm.
It's
She's got to get it together first.
right 6 damage,
Nice. Okay.
and that's a
Can you
Bonus.
through a spiritual
Action.
weapon?
Yeah.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
that was a bonus action.
Oh, as a bonus action. Right.
So as my action, I cast Bless on whoever's around.
I'm around.
Wait, now the bonus action is casting it, but don't you have to use it?
Nope.
No, you can attack with it too.
If she summons it next to an enemy, it has a free attack.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
And then she uses her bonus action.
After that, you use it to move or attack. Right. Cool. Okay, so you do 6 damage to it, and then you're casting Bless on.
How many people can bless it?
She can do up to
Depends
4, I
on
think.
what
3 or 4.
level I cast it as,
Yeah.
but
So I'm right there.
You're
I'm
there.
right there.
I'm right there.
1, 2,
I'm
3.
And isn't isn't Fernando there?
Fernando's behind you.
so if there's 4 there, I'll cast it as a
I'm stuck.
second level spell.
This will help.
And do those 4.
Those 4.
Okay.
So boom, boom, boom. Everyone in the house has it except for
And
Mittens
Bless is a D4 on attack rolls, right?
Saving throws.
and saves,
And saves. Okay.
which would be very useful in this situation. So yeah, you do that. You actually like when you hit. What was your spiritual weapon again?
It's a mace.
Just a mace?
Well,
Okay.
I mean a flail.
Oh, flail. Yeah. So you
It's
just
got a little feather at the end.
Right.
okay.
We made this joke like every time she summoned the weapon.
Yeah, no, it's still funny.
Stupid cat toy.
It
Anyway,
has it's the shape of a mouse with feathers.
You ever been hit by one of those? They hurt.
They
Yeah.
do.
They got a freaking plastic tip at the front.
yeah.
And
So
they're
she
flexible.
flips it. It flips around, and you just hear it just.
It's basically like a writing crop.
and he just did not enjoy that.
Do any of us speak that?
No.
What if I got close enough?
Yeah. You speak well. Bjorn, you're up. End of your turn, you can make a save to get out as well. Oh wait, no, you already used your action, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
I rush forward and turn into a bear.
Okay.
And,
Barbarian.
flank with the flail,
With the spiritual
with
weapon.
the spiritual weapon,
Okay.
and attack.
Okay. Yes. At the end of your turn, you'll need to make a dex save again.
Okay.
Probably not going to need to worry about it with the bless on you, but
Yeah. 20 to hit on the first attack.
sorry.
And
No,
then
it
second
doesn't.
attack.
I'm ADHD. Holding
Is a natural 20.
is a challenge sometimes.
Crit?
Yes. Crit on the second.
Jeez.
20 to hit on the first one.
Okay. Yeah, those hit.
Yeah, let's use this one.
Barbarian.
Those are pretty.
Those are very pretty.
These aren't so pretty. 20, 21.
David is your me on the other side of the table. Seriously.
Well, I tried
I
getting
hear
you
him
on
say-
our side, but too bad you were playing a coward.
Let's see, that's a total of 29 points of damage.
29 points of damage.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's down.
No.
I mean, what coward doesn't run to a house that just leaked an ungodly amount of blood?
Is that
A
blood in your
smart
beer?
person?
Good sir, that is a lot of blood.
Those are all my actions, and you said I need to make a dex save?
Yep.
Okay. I have an advantage because I am not either blinded or incapacitated or
Right.
deafened.
Yeah. And bless.
Yeah, and blessed, so I have that extra d4, and that's a 15 total. Oh, so 16.
Okay. You are able to keep yourself from being bound down by these things.
Well, guys, we know the DC now.
You may
Now it's changed.
No. I won't.
Now it's
I won't
14.
change it. I try to play by the book. Or at least as booky as
Wait, so is it a 15, but if you roll a 15, then attacker wins, which means the skeletal hands win?
No, so if it was, no.
No, so
It's a saving throw, so that.
It's a saving throw. So
it'd be
it's
like
a DC.
16.
So if it's DC 16 or if it's So in this case, he would have just barely did it.
Barely.
Barbarian.
Okay. All right. So you're able to keep yourself safe. You do a ton of damage to him, though. When you come in and you hit him with these attacks, you watch he's just like, at that one moment, you watch kind of just a small flash, and he just
Counterspell.
This is not something you can counter,
During the whole
but you can
attack,
attempt it if you would like to.
During the attack, can I try and knock whatever was in his hand or attached to his belt that he was carrying?
So say what?
I want to
Oh, you want to try and not? You want to disarm?
Yes. Dismember maybe?
If
These
you
are in the Wookiee sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
I understand. Keep fighting.
Okay.
Keep fighting and see what happens. If you have some focus on that, if you have some focus on stuff, that's a good
I
idea.
am going to pay attention to it because that's the thing that is glowing.
Yes. So in this case, the only reason I say it's not like a spell, it's more like a quick.
It's more like an enchantment.
Yeah, it's more like
Okay.
it's gonna happen. You couldn't counter it,
Okay.
right? He's not casting a spell;
Maybe.
it just kind of happens.
I thought it
Maybe
was
this
casting a
spell will
No.
negate it.
I don't have dispel magic. I just
Yeah,
have
something like that. You could have a really powerful dispel and possibly do something like that. But anyway, that's the only reason I'm saying that.
Yep.
I generally just let you do whatever the crap.
Mhm.
So,
I only have one half of the Holy Brotherhood.
How do you have dispel?
not yet. All right, so that is Bjorn. Key. What are you doing, buddy?
The house
Other
is
than
pretty,
sponging up blood.
the house is pretty crowded, isn't it?
It is now very crowded. Yes.
It's got a bear in it. Yes, it's crowded.
Is there any way I can get a sight on the thing?
Is there a window?
You'd need to get. Yeah. If you want to. If you went around, you could see if there's a window.
Okay, I'm gonna go around.
Okay. There is a. How much speed do you have? 90.
I got 30, but I can bonus action dash if needs be.
Okay, so you can go up to 90.
Well, bonus action dash, then action dash.
Because we have the
Because
cunning.
cunning action.
Oh wow!
So we
Holy
can-
crap!
we
So you
can
can
go
move up
far
to
if we really
120.
need
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. So
Wait,
You'll-
would it
you'll-
just-
Yeah, it would just be 90, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was a bonus action to dash, and to normally dash,
Dash
is a
says
full action.
double your
Double
movement
your
speed.
movement.
So,
So
if
now
you do
he can
bonus
action and bonus action dash. So he can move 60 and 60.
That's 90.
But isn't dashing a full action? Like a full bonus
Yes,
and
but
normal?
he's a rogue.
No.
But it uses
So
your bonus action to dash, and then to dash
So-
again. You
no.
uses his
Because it uses your
action.
movement and your action.
Right.
That's dash.
Oh, I see.
You still have a bonus action. So then you can bonus
And
action
as a rogue,
dash
I have
again.
cunning action, which I can use to take the dash action
rules.
as a bonus action.
All right. So
So I can
Double
basically
60,
double
you
that.
definitely can move around where you need to. You get the distance. You only needed 90
Okay, so
to go. So you still have something. You still have an action that you can do. You make it around. You are in a relatively tight spot behind the house. There's not a ton of room behind there.
Your window open, closed.
Right?
The window you find is actually on the side of the house, not on the back side,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
So
I'm just gonna peek in. What do I see? Before I check, just peek in.
you peek through and you see a giant bear butt, a fuzzy butt of a bear, not a giant bear butt. Anyways. Yes.
Do I see the thing? The behind the bear is fighting?
You can kind of see something, but you mostly see bears.
I'm
And
going
you mostly
to
see bear.
awaken Mind Connect and just go. So, what's going on in here?
So, what's the problem, mate?
So what's the problem?
Who are you talking about?
About the bear and the guy, because I've already talked to him in his mind, so it's not that scary.
Right. You
Just
hear
random bloody strangers.
Bad noises.
What's all this then?
What's going on?
the thing kind of it just kind of looks. It's like, what the.
Yes, you can hear me, and yes, you can understand me.
And
then I'm gonna, as I do that, I'm gonna try to open the window.
okay, you attempt to do that. He is kind of ugh, weirded out of the whole situation.
Really? Hold on. A room full of blood and hanging carcasses.
Someone talking to
that's
him in
so
his mind. He
great.
doesn't know where they're at.
He's summoning a demon, presumably. Assumedly, this isn't the weirdest. He probably hears
No,
voices
but
on
not
the daily.
not oh my gosh, what is wrong? It's more like, what the.
It's
Where
kind
is
of
he?
like if you
More like
fabricated-
that thing.
If you fabric,
Is
Can
this
the window
like
open?
a conference call? Is it?
Yes,
open
window
or
window can open,
Is it locked?
not from the outside.
Well, I have fast hands.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna try to open it up using my thieves tools.
You don't have a bonus action.
Locks don't work that way. With
Yeah, you
windows.
used all your actions.
And you're done. Yeah, you already
Fast
done.
hands, I can use them as a bonus action. So if I
You already
use my
used your
action
bo-
dash-
But you already used your bonus
You
action.
had to
to
use
that.
90 feet though,
Oh,
so
90
you had
feet?
to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I just do that in the communication. I thought you said I saw an action left.
No, yeah, you had an action, but you're you oh, what was your open mind, awakened mind?
Awakened mind's just a natural ability.
It's just
I
a
have
free
to
thing?
see in within
Okay, so yeah, you still have an action.
Yeah,
You
let-
technically could break the window.
Wait, but
There's not a lock on the outside that you could work on. Do you know how you know how locks with the windows
Yeah,
work?
but I was
It's
thinking
all
I
on
could
the in.
slide in.
How does
if
he-
there's like a wedge or
Okay, I get
how
it.
does he still have an action if any one of his dashes is 60, but he had to move?
He didn't move
90?
120.
But he had to move.
He can
90.
move 30 and then bonus action dash at 60, and then he still has an action left over because he had
So-
movement and bonus action.
The cunning action doesn't.
It's a bonus action.
Welcome to why I was confused.
So Tay, usually a dash action takes all of your actions, right? And it gives you double your movement speed. Theirs only takes the bonus action, but still gives you double, so you can then normal move,
Okay.
then
Oh,
dash.
gotcha.
I thought it
And then
still
it's done
took the
action.
movement action as well.
No.
Okay.
Which is insane.
We can move.
Remember
Far
how Snake was so
distances.
quick?
Yes. I really wish I could have seen Jaeger.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anyway, so you're gonna try and shiv something in there and see if you can get
my
at
these
it.
tools out. I'm just gonna try to get this out. And then
Okay,
if it doesn't
make me a sleight of hand real quick. See what you can do.
Yeah.
I know he's got awesome sleight of hand.
22.
20. What the frack?
What was on the die?
12.
Sounds about right.
So he pulls out a tool no one's ever seen. This is a long little thing. He's like shoving it in there, and you watch it kind
Pulling
of
a coat hanger.
get up there. He's
There's
like
a reason we're friends.
he's all like yanking around, and all of a sudden he's like, "Okay, I think I got it." He pulls. You hear the lock like undo. Like, okay. Pulls it out and whoop, door goes up.
Cars haven't even been invented yet, and he's got a Slim Jim in his back.
Basically, yes. This boy is prepared. All right,
If it wasn't
so
that, I was going to get with the crowbar next turn.
if it wasn't that, I was just gonna.
You need a Kenku bar?
You suck. That was awesome.
What did he say?
Do you need a Kenku bar?
I
Instead
am
of
a
crow.
raven folk. Okay, so that's my turn.
All right, that's awesome. Window going up definitely lets him know where the sounds came from. Freaked him out a little
What
bit,
sound?
but not in a bad, like just more of an aware thing.
Okay. This awakened mind, is this just two-way between you and the target, or is it a conference call?
Technically, I can repeat whatever I hear through the mind as well. So I can make it a conference call.
We had conference call before.
Party line.
How much you lay?
But is it a corrosive conference call, or is it just a normal one?
Okay, let's see here.
I'm making a Borderlands joke. But, yeah.
So, the creature reaches out to you. Just his hand, you feel it burrow through fur, fat, and skin, or through fur, skin, and fat.
Is that something I can counterspell?
It's just an attack.
So he has to walk
And
past the
that's a
bear.
14 to hit.
He's
Oh
attacking.
yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, I thought for some reason you were attacking him. That's,
Nope, not him.
Okay, because I saw you.
Yeah, I would have to
that
have like a
direction.
24 to hit him. The bear that is currently trying to kill him.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah. He is. I was like, no, it's only 90. Oh wait, shield.
So yeah, he just reaches down into you, and you feel just this extreme pain, not just from the hand, but it seems to be radiating now as he just he pulls out, and you see where's light? Where's your light spell at?
It's on the bear's nose.
Well,
Like Rudolph the
Probably
Rain bear.
I don't know.
You
Fernando.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Where I cast
I
it.
assume it would be on Fernando because he's the only one that really well, I guess the group. He's
No,
the-
but she would have just cast it so they could look in. Like she could have had it on her mace for all we know.
Right.
Yeah.
I probably just cast it
The
on
spiritual
something
weapon
on
also
me.
gives off.
Spiritual weapon does give off a little bit of light. What you can see, the hole that he just made in your body when he retracts his hand, that was not.
there before.
Well, no, like his hand
Right.
is
Now?
not just gleaming with red, fresh blood. It looks black
Though to
as
be
he
fair,
retracts it.
that hole is going to be unbearable.
Oh my gosh!
Guys, we need to stop
Overused.
picking fights with Mortal Kombat characters.
Get over here.
What do you mean? That's Shang Tsung.
All right,
He's trying to get his soul.
that is
Your
20
soul.
points of necrotic damage.
Oh, ow.
Something I can
Okay,
do there, mate.
don't get hit.
Welcome to D&D. Today we're glad you joined us today.
All right,
I know I won't.
it is now. It is now Caleb's turn.
You
Shelley
did
is like,
nothing but last time
"Yay!"
prove not to get hit.
Also,
We will be getting to Shalia.
okay.
We're trying to handle
Making
this
sure.
thing. Yeah, I am not going to leave her out.
That's a natural 20 for fireball.
Fireball isn't a roll to hit.
Firebolt.
Wait, you don't roll for
And you don't have a third level
Ow.
spell yet.
I do have third level spell.
Oh,
but
you do, huh?
I
You
don't have
count-
fireball.
Counterspell is your third level, right?
That and also the Jin Binding and Thunderstep.
Yeah. That's
But-
Fireball.
I meant thunderbolt, not ball. So that was going to be.
Firebolt.
That's what I
Firebolt.
said.
You said thunderbolt.
Oh.
It's okay. I got you. Firebolt.
So, that's
So,
a crit, so it'll be 4d10s
okay.
of fire damage.
Because
Three,
2d10
three.
because 5th level, and then.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That will be 20 fire damage.
All right. When you hit, you watch the flame comes in, and you watch it just go. It wraps up around and dissipates.
Okay.
And he looks at he just continues that death stare like at you. He's like looked away from the bear at this point. He's like, Silura. You need to make a dex save. He's not casting just because it's the end of your turn.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
Go at him.
Yes, go at him. Give me an attack of
that
opportunity.
will be a 16.
Okay. You are still able to keep yourself free. Fernando, your turn.
As I'm yelling at the skeleton in his hands, no, said, váyate, maldito esqueletos, nadie te quiere. Said, no one wants you. I roll a 12.
Dang it!
That is a lot of words for no one wants you.
Use up.
I mean, it's like, go away, stupid skeletons. Nobody wants you.
You rolled a 12 to break free.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like everyone you used to know in life. No one wants you.
We are terrible people.
No, just me. You don't need to drag yourself with me.
You're still attempting. You're still pulling and trying to fight. These things are holding. They really hurt as they just seem to clench deeper and harder into you with your attempt to fight through them. Nero,
Yeah.
you're up.
Wonderful. Who wants to see me do nothing?
I do.
Well, get ready. So I'm gonna move into the house.
'Kay.
And I'm gonna bestow my pistol and pull out the
Wow.
family heirloom.
I didn't know you were moving in here. That's new
'Kay.
to me.
Pull out
What?
the family heirloom.
Where else would I go, Tay?
Don't worry, the place is furnished.
A little messy.
I need a new
Interior
decorating.
decorating leaves a little to be desired.
Okay, guys, we're done. No more.
Fine. I move in.
Focus.
Okay,
Stay on target.
But where do I put the futon?
that's funny. Okay, you move in. Pull out the family sword.
Yeah.
And hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm done.
How far will 30 feet get me?
It will get you just inside the room.
The room where it happens.
So right next to Ted.
I will go ahead and dash.
I mean, just
then.
inside the room with the enemy, so you
Yeah.
could get through
Yeah.
get around and
Oh,
get
I will
in there.
absolutely dash and
You've got
get
the-
on the
you-
other. I
sorry.
used. So I'm sorry. When I said my movement, I'm 30 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
So that will get you just inside. You should be in the 5-foot reach.
Okay. I will go ahead and move on to the other side of, like, across from the bear. Because assumably, at this point, we have a weapon on one side, bear on one side, and I'm going to try getting on the other.
Right. So I mean, to get in there, you'll probably be like weapons here. You're on the angle next to the weapon, and the bear's over here,
Okay.
kind of thing.
She's got range.
Or vice versa, where weapons here, bears here, so they're opposites of each other, and you're going to be in the middle.
Okay. So
Just with the 30 feet of movement. For your 30 feet, that's what
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's where it stops you. If you want to move further around, it just takes more movement.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
But you
stay,
are where you can hit.
I'll stay where I am, and I will go ahead and take some swings.
Okay. Roll to hit.
So first is a 14. Is that jacked or is that not jacked?
How do you keep almost
I
getting
don't
jacked?
know!
That is not Jack.
Okay, so that is. My phone decided to turn itself off. Okay, so that is a 22 to hit.
Dang! Okay, that hits.
Alright, and then the second attack is a hit.
Yeah.
Better than the first one.
'Kay.
No crits.
Alright,
Alright, and
roll
I
that
have
damage.
dual wielding, so that is d12s.
That sword is so good.
Oh!
That is 24 points of damage plus 6.
So 30 points
30!
of damage.
He maxed out on that.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually roll perfect max damage.
On D12 is awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So 30 points of damage.
So yeah, Nero
I
comes in
laid
and
a
does
smack
nothing.
down.
He just comes in, just swings through.
So to be fair, this isn't the do nothing. It's the part where I have to make a dex save with a +0. That's what I mean. I'm
Right.
not going to do anything.
you do hit him, and do quite a fair amount of damage to him. You watch him look like he's about to go down, and again you see a small pulse of energy as he continues to fight on. Dex save.
Mark him.
I'm going to die if I mark him.
Mark him.
I'm
Alright,
gonna die if you
mark
don't.
him. I'll spend
Yep,
one
he's
of my
gonna
marks.
die. Everyone's willing to sacrifice you, apparently.
I spend one of my marks.
That's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
He's a grandfather. We can't let him go.
There is no proof of that.
You now have license to stab them all in the face.
Nero could be a dad.
Holy-
I don't know.
Words I
Make you
can't
make your
say.
dex save.
That's a 20.
Nice!
That's a natural 20.
Nice! Alright.
I
You are good to go. That was Nero's
a
like
skeleton
all-star
grabs
moment
my
going through
foot
there.
and I proceed to stomp it into the ground.
Yeah,
Get back
alright.
in the grave.
Go away.
You stomp that thing back into whatever portal
It's
it came
the
from.
highest highlight I could possibly go out on.
Yeah, that was really, really good, and then he dies.
Yep.
Alright, so
It's okay. We have a cleric for a reason.
yeah,
Necrotic damage. That's an insta kill again.
yeah.
We have a cleric that can resurrect.
Nope.
No.
Oh,
No.
That was a fluke because Matt rolled.
that's right.
What? I can revivify.
Oh,
Haha! I'm right.
Oh yeah, third level.
dang!
It costs a lot though.
Not really. Revivify actually costs almost nothing.
The 200 gold pieces worth of diamond dust.
Is that what that one is? I forgot.
Which is something they don't. She wouldn't currently have.
Check my pockets.
Or Credence' stuff.
Okay, it is
He's
now
mostly dead.
Ferial's turn.
Alright,
He's still somewhat alive.
so he's still got this glowy thing on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any check I can do to figure out what this pulsing is or what that glowy thing is?
Give me an Arcana check.
Alright. I
Can you
need
see
info-
this? At this, you can see at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
I need
This thing is glowing.
I need
No, but I mean
information.
like
Oh,
him in
yeah,
line
okay.
of sight and stuff.
That's going to be a 16.
Okay.
Because Bless does not cover ability checks, correct?
It's saves and
Right,
attacks.
saves him.
So yeah. Oh yeah, you didn't even roll your bless for attack.
Oh
did you?
yeah. No, I'm
Oh
not
no,
blessed.
you didn't have it. You didn't
I'm
have
not
it. You
blessed.
didn't have it. Well, you are blessed for
I-
that turn.
I forgot
Right,
to
right.
roll bless for my attack, but I got an at 20.
So
Nero.
you don't know
blessed.
what it is
Uh-huh.
specifically, but you've seen some pretty crazy crap happen. One, a dude's elemental attack, like your wizard just had his crap eaten alive, which makes zero sense to you. But you've seen that kind of thing happen.
Mhm.
But I mean, you've heard of it happening anyways. This pulsing from that whatever is on his belt, you assume it's got to be giving him some sort of support.
Okay.
It's got to be healing or doing something to keep him up, because every time someone looks like they should have killed him outright, he just won't go down.
Okay.
So that's the best you've got of it. You don't know exactly what it is. It just it keeps kind of flickering in your mind that it reminds you of a reliquary, or like phylactery type thing. But you're like, it's not there's no way it's like a phylactery. Like there's no way we've got a lich in here or something like that.
Yeah.
But it is like the shape of it and stuff is like a reliquary.
We're
Okay.
still
DJ
too
felt
low
like
level
rain. I
to
know
face
him
a
well.
lich.
Huh?
We're too
We're
low.
still low leveled and we're too low leveled to face a lich.
Hey, liches are really
That's
good.
We're
funny.
too
I
low
heard-
level to face a dragon.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
say.
That's the other thing I was thinking.
Twice.
Alright. So, I'm going to walk up and attempt to stab him with my rapier. And at the same time, I'm going to try to swipe the phylactery off his belt with my offhand.
Okay. So that will be your bonus action attempt to steal, but see how you hit. See how you hit. Just roll it all. Roll your hit
Yeah,
and
well,
your.
This is
and
my.
your
This
Don't
is
forget
my
you're
thing.
hitting with advantage.
Yes.
We got him cornered on every side.
Alright, so I'll roll the d20 first.
and are you
then the
ble-
D4
and
for
you're
the
blessed too,
I
right?
am blessed, yes.
Bless me.
Alright. Okay, so the 15 on the die there, plus 3 is 18, plus 6. So 24 to hit.
Definitely hit. Now roll
I'm
me
also
your...
going to use Psychic Blades.
Okay.
So for the damage there, it's going to be 1d8 plus 3d6 plus 3. So, alright, well that's max damage from the sword part. So 11 piercing damage plus 4, 8, 10 psychic
21.
damage. And then
21 damage.
yeah, and then trying to swipe the
Phylactery.
the phylactery is going to be a 9.
Nope.
9.
So yeah, you walk in and you just like in ferial fashion just stab into him with the psychic blades. He's like, you can see with the glow of the light in this room, it's not super bright, but you have plenty of your sight for eyes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Out of curiosity, since Key was in his brain, does he like feel that psychic damage?
Not in his brain.
No, it's just a speaking thing. It's
Yeah,
not, it's
I'm
not...
not like the.
Different parts of the brain.
the
To be fair, he probably hears.
I was just
Yeah, I was gonna say,
curious.
if you're connected to him mentally, you would hear the mental
I would
screaming.
hear the screaming. It wouldn't affect
You shouldn't
me.
feel it, yeah.
See, the only way
If
that
you
you
were
could deal
trying
with
to
this kind of
dominate his
reverb-
mind or something, I would say totally yes. That would
See,
be horrendous.
The thing is, the only way for you to deal with this kind of reverb, if there were two of you connected to the same person, so that you could equally share it, and then you could get in a giant mech and fight giant rope or
Oh my gosh.
Giant monster.
Giant-
Alright,
That's
so
not what I want.
you
They come from
do
right
that,
under the
and
ocean.
as you attempt to take the phylactery, you just get this immediate smack against you. There's no way he's gonna let you get a hold of that thing. Let's see. That is Fedial Mitten's turn.
Okay,
you're still held.
I don't care. My spiritual weapon attacks. It did AC 21.
Dang.
So it did 8 damage, and then I cast Sacred Flame,
Okay, I have to make a save on it.
and I'm casting it
Roll your
kinda
damage.
at the thing.
Oh, you're aiming at the phylactery?
Mm-hmm.
She's sacred flaming the phylactery.
Uh-huh.
And it did
Reliquary. I said phylactery.
12 radiant damage.
12 radiant damage? Dang! Okay, yeah. That's fantastic.
Because I'm casting it. Because I'm 5th level. So
Right,
it's
right.
2d8.
So yeah, you just you blast the your radiant damage at it after he's been hit by the flail, just crack, and then the flame bursts right there next to you and at his belt side. You watch that happen, and it feels like it feels like something more happens to him. Right, you are trying to aim kind of at this thing, but you actually watch him just like, and you can see like a part of him's kind of burned that the flame didn't even touch.
And this one's for me, as she steps in the phylactery and sends him back to hell. Name that movie. Yep.
Okay, so that was Mittens. Bjorn.
I'm going to be swinging at him again. Raging, swinging at him again.
Okay, so I just
Swiping and mauling.
Trying to specifically maul his belt. To
Okay,
make
we're
it
all-
so he is not
we're all
holding
focusing
on
on
to this
that now.
anymore.
Okay.
No, get his belt off, his
21?
pants fall down.
You found a much more elegant way of saying that than I was coming up with.
Now you know where all the necrotic damage is.
21 and a 27 to hit.
21 and 27, they both hit.
It's always sad when you see that much necrotic damage on those kneecaps. It's a real tragedy, really.
Not going there.
I said kneecaps.
I know you did.
That's not what he's thinking.
I know it's always thinking. That's specifically why I said kneecaps.
We're labeled family friendly.
I don't know, you guys
And
are
18
thinking about-
plus.
26 points of damage.
I was going Emperor
26
Groove
points
on
of
that
damage.
one.
Yes.
You maul at him, just you can see he is doing everything in his life to protect this thing. He takes the damage. He's not doing well. Again, the pulse goes out, and you can see the wounds on him seem to be healing. That burn seems to go away.
Fun.
Key?
Have I noticed that they were going after the factory from my window?
If you've been held up, you're just like watching the fight.
It's freaking arrow. I got second story footwork. I can...
Yeah, that's true. You could just be up there
I'm just
looking.
sitting on the windowsill, just watching, eating popcorn.
Perched like a bird.
Perched like a bird.
Proceed.
Pouring, wiping blood off the wall and just
Alright.
putting it into his book.
You'd see that it seems like a few of the attacks have not been aimed at his head or just like main body. That it seems like they are focusing a little bit, and it makes sense because you've watched a couple of pulses of that thing too.
So I know there's something there.
You know there's something there.
Alright, I'm gonna quickly duck down, cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hop through the window, scurry around the bear, use my cunning action to use fast sense, which allows me to make a sleight of handshake.
Well,
And a
hold on.
swipe
So
on that.
guidance is
An
a.
action
Oh, you're using your whole action.
to cast guidance.
Okay. Then a bonus action
And
for the
then
cunning
movement
action.
to get in.
Right.
Then bonus action or cunning action to do a sleight of hand to swipe it.
Okay. Okay. You want to swipe it.
Swiper, no swiping.
Okay.
No, don't stop! Don't stop him!
Swiper, all the swiping.
Okay. Do it, bud.
I just wanted to hear you say that 3 times. One of us go.
That's a 20.
20.
8
Not
plus
natural.
2 plus 10.
In the midst of this, you have a little red glowing thing in your hand that you have swiped off his
I'm
butt.
going to keep using my motion. I'm going to keep going out the other door.
Okay.
How much
Because
movement
I'm
do you
pretty
have
sure
left?
my movement to get in.
Yeah, it's only like 10 feet.
So I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
I
So
got something that seems to be very important.
Okay.
I'm going to get it far away from him as I can.
you get out. You get.
Yoink.
You're in the house still. You're not out of the house.
Yeah, I know.
Need to make me a deck save to not be caught, which you're never going to fail that probably, but it's
Or
okay.
will he?
17.
Yeah, you didn't.
What did you roll on the die?
10.
So,
I'm imagining I gotta go dirt.
I have no idea what I have, but it seems to be important, so I want it.
Where's the thump thump? Where's the thump thump? Great movie.
Okay.
It might not have been a very good idea.
I know.
Well, I knew this could happen, and I just didn't know if anyone was going to attempt it. I figured someone might, though, with who we have. I'm worried for you, is all.
Yeah, you're worried for me?
Yeah.
Wait, you're worried for the guy that's making deals with Cthulhu
Just
and...
don't try and give it to your book, please.
Pouring all the stuff. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god. Make a Cthulhu demon somehow by mixing DNA.
So, that was Key's turn. This guy
Is marked.
is marked.
It is surrounded by people.
Yeah, I know.
I think quite literally.
He, at that moment, knows he is, like, screwed because he watched the little red thing go out.
It's like, wait, no, come down.
Corpse explosion.
You watch him just go. He, like, falls into the pool.
Counter spell.
You go ahead.
And as I run by, I just go, mine.
Mine.
Well, yours is mine. Mine.
That will be an 18.
18. So he, as he does it, and you watch the stuff kind of happening, it's like you just reach out, you break whatever spell he was doing,
That door is locked.
and he's just like,
And that means
not telling you.
We're family friendly.
I don't think a bird should be hearing that kind of language.
Yeah. So, yeah, that sucks for him. Yeah, that's his thing. He's
He is now stuck.
well, let's see. He's got an action though still,
He
so
said
he can
something
do that
terribly
much.
I also move.
You know, you can
Yeah, he can definitely move.
Yeah.
He can he can move.
1, 2, 3.
Has
attack.
4 opportunity attacks come against him.
Try to attack
Surprised
the
he didn't
hero.
attack me.
Oh, I'm still completely absolutely gonna
would
possibly die
have.
if he hits anything.
You're welcome.
All right.
Well, I meant attack of opportunity because I ran by him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but don't you? Oh yeah, you didn't have a thing to take away. I should have nailed you.
Too late.
That's all right. It's too late.
Too late.
So
I let it go. I like the story better this way anyway. All right, so who do we have around? We have you.
He's marched by me.
I know, and he. You.
Well, all I can say is don't roll 18 points of damage.
Okay, so.
I gave Matt a number.
Yeah, don't give me numbers.
Yeah, never get mad at a number. You will always match or exceed them.
Don't roll 28 points.
That's really not. That's really not that true. I unless I give myself some stupid thing that I have to roll to, but damage.
What's your DC?
Damage, we're
5.
okay.
What's your DC? 15. Never below a 15 ever again.
That was not true.
That was
Okay,
pretty true for
okay,
me, though.
that's true. It's true. Let's be fair though. At that point, we were at like level 18, so like things easily got up to a 15.
What's the DC for water whip?
That is stupid. Can I just tell you?
That is stupid.
This is why we need a talk show on another day.
Yeah, sorry guys. I know we're like all.
Triggered.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how that happened though. Seriously. Okay, so it is 10 points of damage as he just reaches in through like beyond armor and everything, just cuts into you. You're just like you can feel him like holding your lung for a moment and just tears, pulls out and you're just like barely grasping for grabbing at breath.
Getting harder and harder to breathe.
Getting some serious. Getting
But is
some,
there anybody out there?
I'm getting some serious Indiana Jones vibes too. But yeah.
Oh, hey, Ma.
Harrison Jones?
Oh man. Okay, Caleb, you're up.
Alright. Well, now that his
So,
thing is gone,
Caleb
I'm going to
and
try
then
Firebolt
me.
again.
Very all mittens. You.
That is another natural 20 to hit.
After
Urine.
Urine.
20 to hit.
Natural 20 to hit.
What?
Yeah.
2 crits?
Yes.
2 turns?
Yes.
That's sick.
Yes. Another 40-10 fire
See,
damage.
you can't give me crap when you do stuff like that, so.
That looks much better.
Oh yeah, those are all 5 or above.
Yeah.
What are you attacking with?
Firebolt. Now that his thing is gone,
Okay.
thought it might be worth another shot.
It's worth another shot if you want.
It then rears behind you, hitting Key while trying to get into the phylactery.
Okay, so let's see. That will be 26 fire damage.
Okay, 26 fire damage. Again, you fire and you watch it just swirls around him
Can
and
I
absorbs.
counterspell that?
It is not something to counterspell.
It's also not your. No, it is your turn again. Never mind.
It is his turn.
Question. So now that we're like, you know,
It was
as
worth
close to a
another
person
shot.
as you can possibly be, what is this guy? Is he just a dude? Is he?
He looks humanoid for sure. His skin looks very, very tight and drawn over the bones structure.
Hey, look, guys, it's a lich.
Whoa! This is a family-friendly stream. No using language like that.
It's a wannabe.
There is like a paleness to his eyes, but they're still eyes. It's not like they're bleached out or something crazy. He has very sharp features to him. He doesn't seem to have hair. He has a hood over him.
I feel you, bud.
But with the hood kind of like it's been pulled back in the midst of the fight a bit. You can see it looks like he's probably shaved in his head, purposely more than likely though, unlike you. When he's opened his mouth, you can see his teeth have been filed sharp.
Man, it must suck when you bite your cheek.
Yeah. You definitely know that his hands are extremely sharp. They have,
They can go right through armor.
You're not sure if he's got weapons that are actually built into, like, that he's wearing. Like, he's wearing some sort of a gauntlet underneath, but, like, it looks like he's got a glove. But then when he's pierced through, yeah, it's pretty nasty. You haven't really got a great look at that, but imagine something like...
I got a great feeling about it,
You
though.
definitely got a great feel for it. Imagine something like the Nazgul gauntlets that are like that purely sharpened gauntlet. Something like that, you could imagine.
Unless he has anything else, I think it's Fernando's turn. I was just
Yeah,
curious.
he has-
I realized I never asked.
He's wearing a black cloak. He seems to be wearing mostly leather, and a few different belts that are strapped across. The one thing was hanging from the belt that has now been stolen. But he definitely appears to be wearing a slew of other things across these belts, little pouches here and there all over the place.
Right.
I think I should have taken a few of those.
So, that's it.
I can't get any melee with them, so I thought Firebolt might be worth another shot.
Fernando.
Yeah, maldito huesos, muérete más. Die more bones.
Okay.
Rolled an 18.
Roll an 18.
Mm-hmm.
You just... You finally pull yourself free as you feel them shatter underneath your work to get away. You can move.
You still got a hand stuck to your calf.
It's like holding on. Yeah. So yeah, you can still move. Where are you going to move?
Hasn't the bird run past yet?
You can see the bird running at you.
Pick him up and run like a football player.
Cuervo, ¿qué tienes? What do you have? Does the evil, what is it from the evil thing? Give it to me, let's destroy it. Se puede...
I think.
Yeah!
I think you only have a movement.
I just have movement for now, but just so you know what's happening.
I love you, man. That's awesome. Bring it here, let's destroy it.
We're gonna turn off the safety field and let all the ghosts down to New York.
Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, this is awesome. Nero, your turn, man.
Okay, wow, that's kind of sad. All right. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to hit.
14 to hit. Just misses.
You're a little distracted.
Well, guys, I think we found the DC, the AC.
All right, that is a 16.
That hits. If you hadn't yet.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
2 damage.
4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. All right,
And
you
here
swing.
goes Nero hoping he'd be able to finish him.
You swing into him, and you just you watch him just. He's not doing well.
Well, if I'd hit, he'd probably be dead.
Yeah, if you'd hit harder. Ferial.
I guess I will stab him again.
Because I didn't move, I still.
Oh
need to
yes,
make
you
a
can
dex save?
still. Oh yeah. You do need to make a dex save. Yes.
Right.
Sorry, I apologize.
Mark.
He's just gonna teleport away.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
I'll mark him. When he teleports away, I will. That is a 12 dex save.
A 12.
Mm-hmm.
You find the bones. Now the hands reaching up around and holding you in place. Okay, Fedial.
Okay.
You're gonna pincushion him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. So, and then with the bless, it's gonna be a 24 to hit.
Woo!
Hits. And
Did you roll at advantage?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Psychic blades again.
Okay.
So, we got 5 piercing damage and 16 psychic damage.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Disgusting amount of psychic.
Yeah. Okay. How do you want to do this?
Yes! So I'm just gonna sort of like, because it wasn't a lot of piercing damage, so I just want to like, just like sort of like slap by, sort of like scratch him, but then just like after a few seconds, just like blood starts leaking out of his nose and he just falls over.
Oh, that's
Have you ever
really
seen
cool.
Scanners?
Do I hear anything when he does?
Yeah, that is from Scanners.
Just keep that.
You for a small moment, you hear like the pain, yes, and just blind searing pain screams, but in the moment that he seems to pass, you just kind of hear a
Onto the ground.
so you're just gonna
Well, I don't know if we're out of combat yet.
It's Fernando, right? No, Ferial, it's Mittens now.
Box down.
He's down.
As you guys watch, like, this is, like, I know it's psychic damage, but you just watch blood pouring from most of the orifices in his face.
Into the rest of the blood.
Yeah.
Stand up, more blood.
But it's not, this doesn't come out like blood, this comes out like black ichor.
Fun. Hey boy, where you go?
As we hear from somewhere inside the house.
Find where he went.
Okay.
You just kind of.
Aren't you still held up?
Yeah, I was about to say, are the bones still there?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, boy, here we go.
Okay.
But they do not seem to be grasping as tightly. It seems more like they are just held in place. So as you,
Almost like a
if you-
Western concentration.
if you attempt to break free, you do so with ease.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna break free and go find
Okay.
where Key went.
I'm wherever Fernando is because apparently I'm close to him.
Yeah, you guys can all see each other in the house.
Okay.
I'm just holding this thing, just kind of scared. Just I don't know what I have.
I want to know what he has. I mean, I don't know if I can do a check on it or
Okay.
whatever. But
You can give me religion or arcana, whichever one you were looking for.
either will work, I guess.
Yeah, doing
So
a
I'd
religion
probably do religion.
check.
20 total.
20. Okay, yeah. Given the situation, you have a pretty hard-lined inclination to know what this might have to do with. This is definitely, like, when I'm not joking when I mean blood for the blood god. This is literally a blood god. It is one that desires and feeds off and uses power from blood. You know that.
Hey, it's not my guy.
Are you sure?
No.
At this point, it seems like you wish it was your guy.
At least they refer to him as a god. You assume he's probably something lesser than that, but he's quite powerful. This guy seems to be a servant of him, possibly made a pact in some fashion, and this seems to be the source of most of his power. So,
You guys don't know.
if you would like to attempt something with it, you want to break it or something, you are free to do so, but you do have a little worry, because the reason the blood god is the reason blood gods want blood, and he's probably, like, you kind of have a little bit of a feeling that it could backfire.
I want to see if pouring
throw it
holy
down the
water
hole.
on it
That's
will
what I
do
was
anything.
going to say.
Holy water on it.
That's probably the worst
Okay.
idea.
You pour holy water on it, and it does not seem to do a thing.
As meanwhile, I have a sword looking
You're
up from my head.
Gross.
And then I just see you splash water, like, what the heck?
Nathan, let's be fair though. She pours holy water and your hands go.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It's stuck in your feathers and you're just running around.
That happened last time I poured something on me.
So one
That
thing
was golden.
one thing you do know that this specific god is more neutral than an evil. Like it wants blood, but it's more of a doesn't care where it comes from,
Ooh, my kind of guy.
right? More like it just kind of wants the death and the blood. Like it wants the but it's not for evil purposes. It's not for good purposes. It kind of keeps the world. It kind of is there to keep the world churning.
I would call chaotic. What's the word?
Neutral.
Neutral chaotic. There it is.
Oh, hey, that's my line.
Anyways,
Okay, well,
so that's why like when you use the holy water, you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
it needs to be destroyed anyway.
So, well, let me do my thing, please.
Destroy it.
I point over to the big pit.
The giant pit that's
The
out-
huge
right,
hole
right,
that's
right.
out there.
We're next
one
to a
that
very
we don't
big
see
I don't
the
think you
water
should drop it in there.
Don't we need to go
I
down
think
there?
you should just like stomp on it or something.
As you were still, there was a big guy with a sword over his head trying to do exactly that.
You toss it. Give me an athletics check. I just need to see how hard you throw it.
Natural one. Natural one.
Natural one. Natural one.
Spike!
That's a 4.
We got close.
Okay.
Hits him in the face.
He's like, "Ah!" And you just hear it kind of go pink.
That's a 5 minus 1.
I want to see what a net zero looks like
Net
on a
zero.
freaking athletics check.
I
It
did
just
roll
goes
1.
thunk.
He goes to throw it and it like falls out of his hand behind him, rolls down his body. You're like,
I'm doing this for
Wait, is this a BYU football game?
oh, that was mean. Alright.
I'm doing this at Fernando's face, so I'm just like, I just look at you. Just take a few steps
All right,
back.
Fernando, you want to hit this thing?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I back
So, I'm sure it's going to go horribly, but yes, I want to hit this
I'm
thing.
the only one who's gonna survive.
She'll leave with her 1 hit point.
So without modifiers on that, that's a 15.
Isn't it like a 25 with yours?
How much damage?
With the crazy sword, that's a 25 to hit.
Yep.
I can make multiple hits if necessary, so like I can go ham on this thing. I have 3 hits I could make on it if I
Does
wanted
anyone
to.
have a pickaxe?
I have a crowbar.
Close enough.
17.
Why would you
17
have bar made
damage?
of other Kenko? That seems like cannibalism.
Your first hit cracks it,
I have
but
a
doesn't
hammer.
break it.
It's again.
Other rinse repeat. By the way, is bless included on attack?
Yes.
roll?
Yes.
Until it goes away, bless lasts for a minute. So you're gonna be riding on the edge of it.
23.
Yeah, 23.
Roll damage.
I'll roll another
Okay,
thing just to
just in case.
keep track.
15.
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
I
I will
will
roll
fight it for
both
you
of
so you
these.
have advantage.
I think I'm flanking it.
5, 3 plus.
Well, to be fair, it's prone
3
currently,
plus
so technically
15
you're not
is 26.
I don't
26
think it's
damage?
Incapacitated.
Okay.
Any hit would be a crit.
All right, guys.
Everyone dies.
So, how many in the midst of all of this, because they've been talking and doing this, are you guys all surrounded and watching Fernando break this thing?
I'm probably sort of walking into the room right about now, like,
This
what's
hasn't
going on?
even
Right
been
as
a
he goes,
full round.
like,
Because, yeah, like it's, yeah, I agree with him. It hasn't even been around yet.
Yeah.
oh,
Well,
yeah, well,
If we stop and think about the fact that she, like, the fight stopped pretty much.
Oh.
She
Yes.
went and said, "Okay, I'm gonna go check this and see what it is."
I'm going to check out the body.
Okay, so to my understanding, I thought that was still a part of the...
No, yeah, I went to Mittens because
Oh.
she was next in line for any type of activity. But we're attacking a thing.
Okay.
I'm going to turn into a furball
Um,
and check out the body.
I'm gonna turn into a furfold.
That sounds wrong, man.
Can you...
are you even a purple?
That's a...
I turn into a Furbolg that doesn't look like me. I turn into a different Furbolg.
instead of a blue Furbolg.
No, it's like Animorphs. If he stays that way for like 2 hours, he's stuck.
Right.
I'm probably going to basically be with them while they're breaking this, but back a bit and
Okay.
with whatever sneaky precautions I can come up with.
So you guys are all in the same room.
I'm looting the body.
You're looting the body?
Yeah,
That's what I said. I was.
Oh, and you're looting body too.
I'm helping him loot the body.
Okay, I'll talk about that in a minute.
After the soul explosion in the other room happens.
Yep. After the soul explosion
Yeah, I would
happens.
basically be walking out into that room as he's breaking the.
Makes sense.
Why don't we close the door? Give them some privacy.
No. Okay,
Give us a
so
what door?
he would be. Yeah, the door's gone. You destroyed it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You just, it's just like shattered.
Close the-
Like,
Nope.
It's like got the bottom half of the door. He's like,
No, so you break it. You immediately are thrown. Just you find yourself like anyone in the surrounding 30 feet of you.
Is there a safe for this?
No.
Oh.
You find yourself thrown into the loving arms of a zombie on a hook. Gnawing on you.
That would be so bad. No, you guys are floored.
Yeah, this is really exciting, I agree.
Did not know what it was.
You find yourself like when you guys wake up from the hit,
What about us two? We're in a different room.
you guys still got hit by this thing too.
within a 30-foot radius.
I know,
guys,
with
it was
walls.
a Horcrux.
The
Mhm.
door is open.
Door is
There
open,
no door.
I know, with
and they're
walls.
not too far away from where you are at. And if so, wall blown up.
So now you have shrapnel.
It could be worse.
There's no more shed.
The shed's pretty ruined.
And now we have to fight the zombies.
It is still it is still standing, but yeah, the zombies got turned to goo
Ew.
all over you. Yeah, you guys wait. You wake up.
Landed on hooks.
No, you all got knocked to the floor. As far as for your knowledge, you guys all took 5 necrotic damage. But you wake up hours and hours later.
Oh, what's his name for doing what exactly?
Long rest later.
I was gonna say like a long rest.
The kid
So,
saw what happened, ran in to check on you, and sees that you're still breathing, so he stayed with you. Way more courageous than he was to begin with, but he's just because he's like, this is the last chance for them to live. He's basically curled up, just like, oh, please wake up, please wake up, they're gonna wake up. And he just kind of just hear him basically praying in a
He's
corner.
got a gun. He can either use it on something else or himself. It'll be fine.
Gun back.
No.
No, he chose not to do that.
So he's
Okay.
praying in the corner right now?
Yeah.
That's okay. Quit that, they're not listening.
Yes, they are.
Oh, you're awake. Thank you. They answered my prayers.
Why didn't you shoot him while he was asleep?
I wake up and instantly just don't have everything.
You haven't lost anything.
I am immediately checking on the sword.
You do not notice there are any remnants of the reliquary. The sword is fine. There is no body to be seen, but there are all of the remnants of his clothes and everything left. All of the stuff you would have looted is now there, but no body
And I
with
just
him.
need piles because the boy didn't just sit there praying and doing nothing.
No.
It's a bit of a need for
No, man, it's Skyrim. They turn into a little bundle as the body.
Oh, God.
Right? Yeah. No. The cloak that he was wearing and all the stuff is just laying there. Basically, like the cloak is over the top of all of it. When you get up, you can feel the pain from what happened. You're barely standing.
Oh, I'm absolutely barely standing.
Yeah. Rest of you took some decent damage, but
I'm
not.
pretty okay.
If I'd taken 3 points of damage, I'd be dead.
Yeah, I know. Sucky thing for you is that you can't heal it back currently.
I slap him for 3 points of damage. No.
Oh my gosh.
I shoot and then
Actually, hold
family
on.
sword you for as much damage as I can manage.
Okay, no, I'm good.
Yeah, you should.
I was already a furball, so
Yeah,
I was thinking, hey, I wouldn't be knocked out, I would just turn into a furball.
Right, but you were a
I
furball.
was a furball. Brother.
Yeah.
So are we like covered? What? So are we covered like in blood and stuff?
You guys are covered in like the gore of
I
these
prestidigitation
things.
myself.
You know, whenever I think of prestidigitation, removing messy stuff, it's like it just like sprays it everywhere else.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
picture that
actually what
too.
you described. It doesn't get rid of it, it just moves it somewhere else.
Right, and so like anyone standing in the wake of prestidigitation is like, ah!
It's like
Oh,
Avatar
covered
with
in
arrows
what
and
does it
stuff
matter?
on
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, so you clean yourself and just piss off a few other people.
They're already all messy anyway.
Yeah, and you just sprayed it. Someone's like, I just breathed that in.
Like, this is never coming out.
Right. The kid is extremely happy about the fact that you're not dead. That's wonderful for him.
I wake up, it's like, that was awesome!
That was
Next time, we might want to take a few more precautions before breaking something like this.
Huh.
Like that.
You guys, as you're kind of regrouping, you do hear something outside.
How long were we out?
I don't know, 6-8 hours?
Long rest.
Long rest.
That gets rid of the necrotic.
Not in this case.
Do I get
Does
my
it
spell
reach-
slots
yeah.
back?
Hmm?
Do I get my spell slots back at least?
No.
No.
I'm going to glance out the wind out into the outside the building, basically, but try to be not seen.
We were
So,
outside
stealth?
the building to begin with, weren't we?
So glancing
No.
outside the building,
You're still in the main room.
So do you want perception or
I
stealth
came
first?
in because that's how you got captured.
Perception or stealth?
Yeah, because I'm trying to not be
We've
seen.
done
I'll do it.
fair.
Just looking at.
just roll both. You choose.
All right. Bless has long since run out.
Yes.
Oh, wait on.
Okay. Well, I got a natural 20 on my stealth, so
Nice.
that's going to be 24. My perception is going to be 22.
Jeez, guys, you guys are awesome. Okay, so
Use the term guys in there, like there was more than one person.
no, but you guys like I'm referring to the fact that there have been a lot of 20s and really high rolls tonight. So you take a look out, and you see a red, glowing thing hanging from a belt of a figure standing in the distance,
So,
chanting something in a tongue you don't know.
There's another one.
was that a yes or no for the long rest?
No,
No.
it was an absolute no.
Short rest, maybe?
Is it
No.
enough?
So
You guys wake up
Another one?
as though you had just woken up from the blast. Your bodies ache. You have no spell slots back. You're in a lot of
I
hurt.
cast comprehend languages.
Okay. The gist of this, you know that he is summoning something.
We just can't win, can we?
No.
And his last line literally is blood for the blood god. The debt will be paid.
Counter spell.
I don't think you're close enough.
1, you can't see it. 2,
Never mind.
okay. Because you didn't go out of the building to look and see any of this stuff. The only reason you know about it is because he's looking and I have to tell him.
Yeah.
Alright, so I am going to do something that might be incredibly stupid, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Welcome to the group.
I'm going to cast Minor Illusion, and I'm going to create an illusion of an Order of the White Staff dude.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Before we go beyond that, like before we go into
Okay.
that, we are going to take a real quick break, and we're going to come back and we're going to work with Shalia and see where your stuff goes in a minute. But we'll be back in like 5 minutes.
We're struggling really bad. Stay quiet, guys.
I'm sorry. welcome back, guys. Thank you for giving us a little bit of a break and staying with us. We had quite this situation with the fight that you guys just did, and you've got a great idea for what you're going to do. Prior to that, we're going to take some time here with Shalia and Credence.
We've been bored.
So Credence
Been running for your life.
he's following. He's like, where in the world do we need to go?
We need to go to where all the health potions
We need to get the hell out of here. That's where we're going.
Well, no kidding. That's really helpful. Now where?
I give him the directions that I know.
Fine. You just keep telling me, and I'll keep you from getting squished. As he gets in the way, as he gets moves in front of you to try to take all of the attack, the hits. So you're guiding him left, right, this way, and that to try and get out of the main structure of the prison. Once you get near the door, you can hear there are guards chasing from behind.
Let's move faster.
You might be able to move faster, but I'm going about as good as I can.
I don't know if I would be able to move faster with 1 health point. I'm probably struggling just a little bit.
Yeah. Depends on how or depends on how gamey you get, right? Technically, I always have 30 speed. Doesn't matter.
I know. I always find that so weird. But I'm not gonna
Well, I've always viewed it as your health is where you're still at fighting strength. When you go below that is when you're have all the issues.
I guess it's true.
Anyways, so you guys are making your way.
Yes.
Before you've got 3 paths. You know about where you know where you're at. This is your place.
Mm-hmm.
The right path is going to lead you into the city proper.
Don't want to go there.
The center path is going to lead you down into a long set of tunnels used for passage, mostly for the guards and such. And then the left path leads to a little bit further outskirt area. There are a couple of shrines that are there. All 3 of them have ways out of the Underdark, and you know this.
I'd probably choose the outskirts one because I'd have a better way of convincing people to let me to believe,
Okay.
not to know that I'm a traitor or any sense of the word.
Okay.
And with my name, that could help us out.
Okay. While you guys are running, just checking really quickly. Credence tells you to lead the way because at this point you know the path more than him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'll make sure they don't get us. And he just kind of moves you up in the front, and you immediately he takes 2 arrows to the back before you can even turn around. He's just like, well, maybe I'll just have to do my best to run then.
We're both not doing so great.
And he does his best to keep up with you. So going into the outskirts, you really quickly roll me some stealth. See if you can keep yourself hidden from these guys as you run away.
11 plus 8, guys.
17.
Thanks.
Or sorry, 19.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, 19's great. Credence is not as stealthy as you, but he's still doing okay.
He says, you still have your spells. I don't have anything to cast those spells for with is my issue.
Right. Okay, so, you make your way into the outskirts. The pathway's open, right? And you can see before you kind of a spacious area. Credence can see similarly with you. It's a little dimmer for him, but you guys can both see down there without light. It's like, well, which way do we go? Just trying to be really quiet. You can see a few different pathways. You know, the further to your left you go, the more likely you're to run into shrines of Besharan and things like that. If you go forward, it's going to lead down into another village. So it's more just a traveling path. And then these down the right paths, you're going to go into a larger shrine. This one specifically for Hagor. Now, Hagor, for those who don't know, these are a lot of custom god things. Hagor's really, really, like, he's kind of the big bad that most people are scared of. They talk about him being kind of like the boogeyman. Anyways, so, but he's like the main thing that most of the Yagamoth worship. So that's like going to church.
With those pathways, which way would I know that would have a way for us to get out of there as quick as possible? Out of the Underdark.
As quick as possible? Probably the Shrine of Besharan, actually.
Okay. Going to a shrine doesn't seem very smart, though. But going to the city isn't. Definitely going to the Shrine of Hagor. That one doesn't seem really not smart.
Kind of depends on what you're thinking. But yeah, the Shrine of Besharan more than likely is going to have something that will get you out. You don't really deal much with her, so you may not know what's there, but you do know that she's much more active. Those who follow her are much more active in the topside world. So it would make sense that there may be some sort of passage through there.
Remind me, she's the goddess of...
She's known as a goddess of luck.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's not a...
She has those nasty blades.
Yes.
That we run into.
She feeds on souls.
Yeah. Well, I've already sold my soul to a few things at this point. It's gonna be quite interesting if I die, how many people fight for it.
Yeah. Which way do we go? I'm dying here.
So I tell them our options. That way is a shrine to that one, which I can't ever say it. I want to say Hagor. Hagor's shrine to Hagor's that way. Shrine to Besharan's that way, which is most likely a way for us to get out the quickest way possible. Or we go into a small village.
I'm not really into going into dark evil shrines, really.
I'm not either.
But if
But
that's
it
the
might
only
be our
thing we
only
can
option.
do, we go where we need to go.
So to the shrine we go.
Each one.
The Besharan. I'm not going to Hagor. That'd be a bad idea for
Did you
us.
mean the best
Alright.
shrine?
The best shrine. Alright, you guys are going towards the Shrine of Besharan.
Sorry.
Yeah. You make your way. This goes deep, deep into the Underdark. It just gets very, very dark. Even for your own eyes, it almost seems to be magically darker here than other places. As you get deeper into here, you start hearing just these little, like, creepy chitterings and crawlies around you. Eventually, you get to a place where the ceiling is too low to continue walking. You have to crawl. Even Credence has to crawl.
Poor Curtis.
So he does so. You can hear the arrows scraping along the top side where you guys are crawling. And he's like, "Oh, this better be worth it." As he pushes himself on, leads you finally to something you can see the shape of a very well-formed, full-figured lady. Not very well dressed, but her hand is on, like, the cheek of what appears to be a servant, right? While her other is holding a dagger in the heart of another. It's very finely crafted. You can see the altar underneath the carving. Looks like it had possibly was used recently. It is still dripping. What are you going to do? Where are you going? You do not see a portal.
Trying to say. Investigate? See if I can find if there's some sort of way to open a portal, to find someone to convince them to open a portal.
There appears to be nobody in here.
Mm-hmm.
There's no clerics to Besharan or anything like that that's in a shrine. It is you, a still wet altar, and a giant statue, and Credence.
Seems to have been the wrong way to go.
I don't know what you're talking about. You clearly
I'm
have a
gonna-
sacrifice.
You can make me an investigation check.
I want to investigate the altar.
Okay.
See. 12 plus 4 is 16, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So 16. Just given the simplicity of the room and everything, you get the not so subtle thing, the fact that this goddess obviously wants you on your knees when you first see her.
Mm-hmm.
To make you crawl the way she did is one thing. You assume she pretty much won't give anything without you giving first. You have one option that you can see, and it's that altar right before you,
Making a sacrifice or
making an offering.
making an offering. The only thing I have on me currently is that torture dagger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. Yes, I'm gonna sacrifice Credence because you know that would be really smart. No.
You do know enough about Besharan. You know she when it comes to offerings to her, you don't just it's blood offerings, but you don't always have to like kill the thing for the offering. You know that those who have made deals with her generally offer their own blood to make a deal, not someone else's.
Well, I do have some. Well, that's to use my hit dice as a short rest, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I can't. If I cut my hand to get blood, is that going to take away my 1 hit point? That's my question. I have 1 hit point. This is my problem.
I know. Oh, that's funny. I do not believe it will take your. It won't take your hit point. I mean, that making a small cut like that, yes,
Yeah.
it is damage, but it's not like a hit point where you're like, oh, no, well, now I'm dead. You know, it's not that.
Blood loss.
Yeah, you haven't lost so much blood at this point. You're just beat up.
I'm just beat up.
Cutting yourself, it's gonna put you at a hindrance because you have a wound on your hand.
Except I don't want to use my torture dagger, so I'm going to ask to borrow Credence's short sword that I gave him. Because if I use my torture dagger,
It's gonna hurt.
it's gonna hurt, and I already hurt.
Yep.
Then again,
No, I mean, God might appreciate that. I'm just saying. If you're talking about making.
What are you looking at doing?
Well,
You're not thinking of actually making an offering here.
there's a lot of things I had to do to get you out of this place. So yeah, if that's the way to get you out of here, then yes, I'm looking at making an offering.
You're one crazy woman.
Well, I've been told.
Here you go. He hands you the short sword.
Just run it across my hand and put my hand on the altar.
Okay.
Oh crap! Here we go again.
And suddenly a dagger comes out.
You hear in your mind, assassin, noble, charismatic. I like this. You who offer your blood to me, offer me your soul too, and I will give you everything you want.
My soul belongs to a lot of people.
Dear, it belongs to you, and you alone.
Well, my brother sold his soul to you. Might as well make it a pair.
Oh, good. Immediately before you, you look down, and there's a dagger just there. It didn't pop up. It's just there. An amethyst hilted, an amethyst pommeled dagger. It is beautifully crafted, perfect for an assassin. You take in the dagger, yeah. When you do gain a vision of someone she wants dead. I'll talk to you about that later.
I can't wait to get stabbed by another one of his.
Yeah.
By a party member.
It's not Nero.
He's saying that to throw you off.
I don't know why I'm nervous, but I am.
Please, it's gonna be the paladin or the closest thing we have in the group.
You.
Exactly.
No.
Mittens, you mean?
I know. I was like, oh.
Mittens is a cleric. True. That's also not Credence.
I would love if somehow it was Nero.
His dreams just turn out and stab him.
Oh, that'd be horrible. She's like, okay, fine,
I
whatever.
don't think I would have
guess.
done anything to make Metron
That's
angry
why
with me
she
though.
keeps
So.
trying
No.
to kill
So you have this vision.
Do I know how long I have to fulfill this vision?
Um.
Because I'm assuming I'm gonna have to fulfill it.
Yes, but it's not. You don't feel that there's a time frame on it.
Okay.
You just feel compelled to act upon it. You. She basically, like, you have this conversation without even words, as she knows what you need. Just to the side of the altar, you watch as it just opens. It's basically a swirling purplish light that opens beside you for the two of you to walk through.
I guess you're Credence.
Where's the other end open up to?
You really want to go through this? Do you have that much trust in this thing?
Well, if I die, she doesn't get what she wants done. So.
All right. I've trusted you this far.
Thank you.
Let's go. So, through the hole you go. You guys end up in a very dark place still. It is definitely not the Underdark, though.
Oh, good.
You do not feel the heavy haze of Yagamoth magic in this place. Rather, you feel an air of something dark, something evil, but not you guys. Like, not the things you're used to in the Underdark. You can smell death.
Please don't. We're
Rancid
just
blood.
we disappeared in front of all these guys. Dang it.
The image of the person that you've been assigned to take care of comes into clearer form for you. He's stocky, very strong build, wears black leather. He has long hair braided.
Well, I'm out.
Long hair braided, plaited. Generally has a few different bubbles tied into the braids.
It's none of us.
Looks like a Tejungi.
It's the king.
He's got a rather hefty beard, but it's all tied down, like probably to keep him stealthy, as he does look like a more stealthy type character. He has a couple of blades on him, and he has very sharp, keen blue eyes.
beard.
You didn't say the beard was on fire. Can't be Blackbeard.
That wasn't on. That wasn't actually on fire. He had things.
Yeah.
But
It was more smoldering.
So yeah, that's the image. She doesn't give you a name, but you will definitely know him when you see him, and you have that like, I will absolutely know who this thing is, like who this person is.
Bestron's going all Jason Bourne.
Kind of.
He's getting a
That's
photo
how she
of
do-
the
That's how,
target.
that's how she does her job, man. Yeah. So you get that. You can hear in the darkness with you and Credence just this. Something kind of slurping a little and making some sort of noise, but you don't think it's noticed, you guys. But yeah, you're in a whole new place in a whole like different type of world for you. You're like, we're in a mountain, we're in dark, hard rock, but it's not the Underdark. So Credence is like, I think I might know where we are.
No good, because I don't.
I'm gonna cut right there. Go back to you.
Alright.
As we have
I'm
our
gonna
own
be
movie.
straight up honest with you. Like, I did not think this plan through very far, so we'll see
Nope.
how this goes.
You've had all this time to think about it,
You
though.
only had a break, a
I've
side
been thinking
story.
about it. I still don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so you are going to cast your minor illusion to just create an image of one of the Order of the White Staff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and with the minor illusion, what's the save?
Minor illusion. Let's see.
Or is it just simply they go up and investigate it and they know it's
Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things can pass through it. If it uses its action to examine the sound or image, the creature can determine it is an illusion with a successful intelligence check against a DC 14.
Okay. Cool. All right. So
Straight intelligence, no like investigation or anything. It's just intelligence.
it's an intelligence
Yeah.
it's save, right?
No, check.
Oh, check. Intelligence check. Okay. So, when you do that,
Mm-hmm.
with the minor illusion, can it move, or it's just a static figure?
It doesn't specify.
Okay, I'm okay with it moving.
Okay. It says
Just 'cause
it says
it
it
would
can be
be-
either an image or a sound, but it's also a cantrip, so I can just keep. It's if I need it to make sounds, I can make another one on top of it.
Right. The only thing is, like, if you're gonna make it look like it's not just appearing out of nowhere,
Yeah.
it would make sense that you have to at least let it move somewhat.
Yeah.
So
I have a theoretical question because I obviously can't act on this because he hasn't told us this plan.
yes,
But theoretically, if I threw, like, say, something like a mage hand in to kind of push against where they're touching, could that trick them into thinking that it's solid?
if they didn't pass the intelligence check.
Okay.
Believe it, guys. Believe it.
The other thing is, though, is like it's not going to feel like fabric. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if they're
That's
touching
fair.
something, it's like it's solid, but it's not people.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you watch him. He's just like, "Saya!" Like he shoots out, and you watch like 3 red streams come out of the thing that's on his belt. Just they wrap and burst through the illusion as if they were to attack it. But it's clearly an illusion.
Yeah.
As it just kind of veers off, he's like,
So with my comprehend languages going, what's it saying?
I'm not gonna repeat that.
Oh, okay, so it's just,
Yeah, he's
it's
swearing. The other stuff, like he's like, your soul will burn, and then he throws that out, and then he swears. I'm just not going to repeat those swears.
Don't cross the streams.
Don't cross the streams, guys. No, okay, so you get that. He now knows that it was an illusion, and he is making his way towards you guys.
Dang, sorry guys. I tried.
With your sight, you can see that this basically looks exactly the same as the last.
Because it's the same guy.
So did he finish summoning whatever he was summoning?
No. He stopped.
I mean, technically it wasn't a complete loss.
Yes.
So I'm going to double down on this because yes, he knows it's an illusion, but he doesn't know who or what specifically is casting it yet.
Right.
So I'm going to make another illusion that's a sound of a deep commanding voice essentially.
You
Yeah.
pull a Peter Pan,
What?
huh? You're gonna pull a Peter Pan trick.
And tell the man that I can enjoy my finest wine.
So, but I'm going to make the other illusion essentially move its mouth to look like it's speaking, and just be like, "This is a warning. What are you and your brothers attempting?"
You can maintain 2 illusions at the same time.
Mm-hmm. They're not concentration.
Okay.
Cantrips for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine. So you
Yeah.
do that, and you make this booming sound that says, "What do you and your brothers think you're doing?"
Yeah, and it's like this is I come as a warning. What do you and your brothers think you are doing?
None of your business. Sarah! You watch him just. He sends out a blast that goes beyond the illusion to the house, and just boom hits the wall where you're where that window is.
Causing how much damage to Nero? Are we still in said room?
No, it doesn't. It blasts the wall.
Okay.
You were hiding
It's
right
not
next
1-5.
to it. So I would like you to make me a dex save to take against some damage.
Alright, dex save.
A lot of the crap you fought has had some necrotic stuff to it.
So it's gonna be a
Yeah,
15.
my point is I don't know what my hit point maximum is anymore.
Max, so 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
15. Okay. So you take 3 points of damage from the bits of wall that kind of stick into you from the blast.
Alright. And so I'm gonna make another illusion, and I'm like, if you do not wish to tell us, we will make it our business.
Nero perks up because he feels like someone used the we word again.
I'm implying that it's not us. Calm down.
Your illusions are wasted.
Key, I'm gonna need you to grab that reliquary again.
Elf.
This time, don't break it.
Like, just when was just be like,
Just point
He's throwing you under the bus.
As I point to the cat.
There's a lot of pointing fingers going on.
Alright.
Can I?
Charm person! I'm just kidding. Friends!
As,
Friends won't
as
help
he's
me.
doing all this talking and stuff, I want to cast light on everybody's weapons.
Okay.
Shiny.
Why?
Now they can see
This
us.
guy was hurt by radiant damage.
Light just puts light on it.
Yeah.
But it might make him think that they're radiant.
I don't know.
Actually,
You gonna charm me?
Nope.
Wait, hold on, I want to hear that again.
You gonna charm me?
No, wait. No, never mind.
No, hold on.
I've already went too gay this one
One
already.
second.
Charmed and shit.
Nope, I'm going to 3rd level sleeping.
Please work. Please work.
Alright, go for it, man.
Alright.
Another way out of the house.
The window.
Yeah, there's a few ways out of there now. There's a giant hole in the wall.
So start trying to sneak out and around.
Alright, let me check something real quick.
Across
How
no
many
man's land?
dice I need to roll. Okay, so that's gonna be 98.
Oh,
Yeah.
9d8.
98.
I'm like, 98?! Okay, you win.
DM rage.
98.
Light less than that.
Run!
It's like headshot on a sleep dart.
I rolled a 23 stealth.
Nice.
Start trying to go around the outside walls.
Well,
He sees you.
he knows you're there.
But is he awake to notice?
Yeah, he's gonna be awake. I only got a 34.
Oh.
It was worth a shot, guys.
A 34.
Yeah.
You watch him drop.
I'm taking that thing off his belt again.
Oh my
To
holy!
be fair, we know he didn't
freaking
have one big.
Break it this time.
As soon as I see him fall, I'm booking it. I'm grabbing that thing again. I'm running it back to the party.
Okay.
All right, can we
We're
have
not breaking it this time.
can we have the wizard figure out the
Yeah,
magic to?
Exactly.
Give
Can
it
we
to
like?
him.
How do I safely contain this thing?
How do you safely contain this thing?
Arcana
You've
check?
got the. Do you have identify?
Can you repurpose
What?
a free
Do you have identify?
binding?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna cast
Damn it, we
Identify.
purpose the free time. Lightning.
How long does he stay asleep? Up to an hour?
Until he's wakened with an action, or as long as the spell lasts.
Right. The spell lasts for.
The spell lasts for 1 minute, so we don't have a whole lot of time.
Hey, can we repurpose the free binding to bind the lich?
Just don't cast it as a ritual.
Oh, yeah.
10 minutes.
You
We'll
don't have
all be
time for
standing
that.
right around him, just.
Hold on, no.
Can we drag him to the pit and toss him down there?
Can we encase this phylactery in lead?
Theoretically, we actually could drag
Even
him
if
to
they're
the
not being
edge
rituals,
in
sometimes
that
they
time and
cast.
throw him
Yeah.
off.
You're gonna find out just as he starts pushing himself back up.
Guys, let's drag him to the edge.
Toss him down the hole!
Toss him down the hole.
Okay.
Just in case. We're not gonna throw him off yet. Let's.
And just get ready to push.
Well, he's not standing at the edge of the hole. You would have to drag him, which
Oh, I
might
know.
wake him up.
I said just stand around and ready to.
Okay. So I'll stick with a sword then.
We could just
Bind
stab him while he's asleep.
Everyone has weapons right there overhead.
Exactly.
We just
It's going all Nazgul on him for real.
Alright, well, they figured that out. I'm gonna start casting Identify.
Okay, you cast identify.
Sure,
You,
I'm gonna run out to my death.
okay, you're standing over the top of him.
Sure, why not?
You are
Otherwise
too.
he'll die with us.
I've got my axe ready to cut off the head.
You are. Okay,
I'm
all of
gonna
your
stand back.
all of your bruisers are standing around him ready to kill while he's identifying and you are waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, I'll mock him if I have to, but I don't have any more psychic blades left.
Okay, so you identify it as the thing begins to wake. You identify this as a it is a deity's tool.
Okay.
He is not. This person is not a lich. His soul has been given to the deity.
Okay.
Which grants him immunity even if it's destroyed.
Anyone know magic jar?
So this thing can be destroyed. It will do damage. It will do its best to basically feed off of you when you destroy it, as it did. It spread out the damage amongst all the people in the place. If it were to be one person, it probably would have eaten one of you alive, basically. Let's see. It basically uses the collected blood and such to heal its user.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's why it kept flashing as it would drop him. It was healing him.
How does that work? Because if it heals him by giving him blood, but there was no blood previously there.
No. So he's not. Oh yeah. If there was nothing there when you destroyed it.
No, but like he kept getting picked up while we were hitting him because the thing did it.
Right. So it's not actually giving him blood. This is a blood god. It uses blood for power.
Right.
So it was just it converting its collected power into a healing force.
And he was in a room full of blood before.
Yeah.
Think about it. you give it blood, it gets a charge. It uses that charge later to heal you.
Right, but then if you try destroying it, it then uses the collective around to revive the guy. Then fixing itself and reviving the guy.
You're talking about a god reviving and using its power.
It's not just a magic artifact. It's
And the artifact did not do the reviving in that fashion. The god did the reviving.
Okay.
The artifact is just a channeling tool.
How do we stop him coming back?
Yeah. Do I able to figure that? How do I stop it?
You don't.
How do I contain it?
So there are, you get, like, you have an understanding that you could possibly deal with, like, have another god to deal with this thing.
I got a question. So, I know we were hurt necrotic.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to do vampiric touch, which does necrotic damage and heals me, would that give me back the necrotic damage?
No. You cannot heal necrotic.
But this god works
But
that
false,
way.
but false life will
So
give you temp
maybe he
HP.
would
You
be
can get
like,
temp hit
oh,
points.
well, maybe I kind of like that.
I do really like the idea.
Because this god kind of works that way.
Okay, so when it's about to be destroyed, it does that whole blast. Not when the person tied to it dies.
Right.
So we just don't destroy it?
It's kind of what I'm getting.
Maybe Sacred Flame?
The other thing is,
Bagolin.
my god that I
No, it's a family
Is-
frame.
is similar to this guy. He deals with death
Right. Out of balance.
and right. So
Yeah,
I
it's
would
that
think
god.
It would be a
Also
rival
worship
god.
Kelvor?
So
Or Gary?
would
No.
I be able to deal with this
I'm
thing?
going to start throwing D4s.
Here, use a metal one.
I already have metal
So I
ones.
don't know if Mittens would know how to deal with this thing
Jenny's book of travel wonders.
or not. Or if she prayed about it.
Go ahead and give me a prayer.
I don't know.
But this thing is waking up.
Yeah, I'm slicing his head off.
Well, I mean, we'll say that we'll give you the prayer
I rolled
prior.
a nat 20. I don't know what I'm rolling,
Oh,
but
prayer rolls are D100s. Sorry.
Oh, D100. Well,
Yeah, I apologize.
Natural 20.
I think you gotta
I
roll
counter
below
your D100 with a what?
With the D20.
That's a natural.
I don't know.
Reject your reality and substitute with my own.
30?
That's a 3.
That's a 3.
Yeah, it's a 3.
That's the lower level!
I'm out.
Yes!
No, I'm out.
Yes!
The entirety of Vito's freaking run time.
Yes!
Wow.
Couldn't roll under a freaking 31.
I
Well,
think it had more to
Natural
do with the Vito's lack of faith.
Oh snap!
Yeah, it's all your fault.
I mean, that
I
way
mean,
you
you're
get
not
right.
wrong.
So, you make your roll.
Go somewhere quiet.
You do think. No. That's actually good.
No, you
So, for a
probably-
cleric, you want to roll under your
Oh,
level.
good.
So, that's actually really, really good.
That was perfect.
Like you had 4 options to get it right.
And you got one of them.
Yeah. So,
4 out of 100.
You roll.
4% chance.
and, you do your prayer, and you hear this. The blood god is not one of my friends. Not by a long shot. Bring me that item.
Okay.
Bring me the reliquary.
Where? Key?
Oh, I had the relic.
Oh, you have it.
Okay, Now,
He takes it
you
away.
are away from them doing this,
Right.
identifying it is waking up.
Yeah, once it starts moving, I'm swinging the axe.
Everyone take an attack of opportunity that had a blade on them, because seriously, like,
Did they
I
get like?
didn't
it's just sitting
Did
there.
they get like
You
auto
have-
crits?
You might as well, for heaven's sakes. You all have advantage. It's prone, so you would have had advantage there. Or you have prone or it's advantage because you're all around him. It's just gonna
Either
happen.
way, you all have
This
that
thing is
advantage.
dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the turkey shoot where we all
If you
roll
guys happen to
ones.
all roll ones, the only reason I'm making you roll.
You'd have to roll double ones though because they have advantage. damage.
It's happened.
Like, Fariel would just be sitting there like...
Everyone
Wow.
just stabs and he's gone. Like,
Alright.
what?
I knew it.
Funny.
So,
I saw it coming a mile away.
No way, Josh.
No, it wasn't natural once.
Oh, okay.
It's probably still a miss, because why not?
22, 17, 26.
Yeah, you hit.
Wasn't it like an
pretty
opportunity?
Yeah, it's one attack.
Yeah, this is an attack of opportunity,
Okay, well,
technically.
the first one was a 22, so...
Okay, yeah.
I rolled a 14.
Dang. Okay.
Hey, that's a 10 on the die.
Uh-huh.
So you rolled a 20 to hit.
What'd you roll?
Rolled a 22 to hit, and...
Axeman.
I got
The
a
headsman.
24.
24, and you?
And by the way, I totally
I was
know you
praying,
can do
so-
No, no,
math.
we're gonna assume you did that prior.
I've done math
Oh,
in
okay.
a while, and it's not. Must do math.
What'd you
I
roll?
don't want you to think
Oh, wait,
I'm like,
we're rolling up.
thinking you
Oh,
can't.
I know.
still no.
You have it.
Wow.
Brain too.
All right.
11.
Well, we bring down
19.
2 attacks, 19 damage.
Wait, did you say it was an auto crit?
Are we going to be doing the?
I said it might as well because of
Okay.
how many people you have, but
Oh yeah. No. Okay.
I can't believe that sleep spell worked.
So fucking kidding. That's great.
it's really close.
So glad it did though.
Uh,
I did not
10
want
points
to
of
fight him
damage.
again.
19?
10.
10.
We're not killing this thing.
Wow.
That's okay.
Yeah, you guys, you bring down the axe, and it just, instead of hitting like to take his head or his neck, it like buries down into his clavicle and chest. He's like, and you just you stab into him. He's like, he's not really able to move. Like everyone swinging though, kind of like jostled the rest and not doing very well. And you're just like, It kind of made more of a problem than anything. So you actually only got 2 blades into him, but he don't look good. He's not looking very
The only
very
question
well.
here is, are we giving him the unconscious condition?
Is he
No.
helpless?
He's not unconscious.
But he's prone, he is...
He's
Surrounded.
prone, surrounded, restrained. You guys can pretty well have at him. But
Mockery.
yes.
I'm
Oh,
also
where was
concerned.
Key?
Key was next to Kalen because I ran and gave him the flag.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And
Okay.
I'm not.
So
a
you
TJ.
would have had plenty of time to head back and
Yeah,
stab
but
him.
I'm more of the run in and grab type of guy. But right now, I'm gonna kind of reach back, grab my book, and just think in my mind, would you like the blood of the blood god?
Oh no.
No.
You don't even know if the deity likes blood at this point.
Oh
Just a
boy.
question.
Oh
No need to answer.
no.
Yeah.
His book just goes.
I thought you were literally about to say his book starts vibrating like
Book breaks through the door. Oh yeah!
Yeah, I just reached back to where
Flips
he's hidden
open
as,
and
Kalen, as this is all happening.
The Kool-Aid demon.
Turns
No.
into the freaking monster book of monsters and just starts chomping at the bit.
Yeah. No, so.
Just flips open, it's filled with yes.
Oh, that'd be creepy, actually.
That
It's very fitting for that creepy character. So you guys make your attack, and you just see this.
And he finishes the summoning.
Is it more swearing?
No.
What's he saying?
He's basically just for lack of better word, just die.
Okay.
And cast kill.
Power word kill.
Oh my gosh, I do not have a level 9 spell coming at you guys.
Power word kill. Well, one of us is dead.
Counter spell.
Okay.
I vote Fariel.
1, 2, 3 of you, 4 of you, deck saves.
Me?
I love you, man.
Everybody
So
that's around
much.
the thing, I'm assuming.
Huh?
Everyone that's around the thing, I'm assuming.
Yeah, those who are around it.
Okay, you'll be fine.
Nope.
No, no, I'm not. Stop touching my dice.
16.
16.
Yes.
Okay.
10.
Dang it.
18.
18.
And how does Nero die this time?
8.
8.
Okay. Nero and Fernando, you guys take 7 points of damage.
And, okay. What
everyone else-
kind of damage?
It's piercing damage. It's not necrotic. You're not dead. 7 points of piercing damage as around you, bone hands reach up and just stick and stab in. Those who made the save,
He's with his piercing blue gaze.
you two, you take half damage, so it's just 3. Nero slides down the bony hand that stabbed him as he falls.
Ow. No, because the hands have to retract after that. Ugh.
Yeah. All the way through the body.
Wait, was that necrotic damage?
No.
No, it was piercing.
Oh, thank goodness.
So Nero is not dead.
That's good.
He's just down. He's bleeding out.
How much can you heal for? Like 6 at this point?
What do you mean?
Like, how much is your maximum right now?
I don't know.
He
We literally went through a week of necrotic combat to come back to take more necrotic damage. I don't know what my maximum is anymore.
Okay.
You took 10 necrotic damage in the.
Yeah, but that's
in
this
the fight.
session.
I know.
Last session, I was already down to 18 hit points
I know.
from assorted damage.
Yeah, so you probably have like a maximum hit point pool of about 12.
So not exactly fun.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, that would mean that I took 32 points of necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, fair enough. So yeah, I have 12.
Okay. So yeah, he's down, but the rest of you, I think, are still up. At that point, you know what you like. Know what it is. You've seen your friends pretty well kill him. You guys, you can all make another roll to attack.
Can I vicious mock him?
I'm going to ask
Oh yeah, you can
for
vicious
the-
mock him if you want
I
to
would
vicious
love
mock
to
him.
vicious mock him. DC 14.
I'm
Just
next to you.
he's dead.
Well, I'm going
Okay.
over to you.
Fair enough.
just like.
I guess as an additional bonus, after he swears that after he tells you all to die, this guy mocks him
I'm just like-
for only dropping Nero, and he dies.
No, it's
Because
more like,
I seriously had.
it's more like your swearing is very unoriginal.
Die, said you first.
I love the idea of like, really, you only took him down?
It's kind of like
Yeah, you only got Nero.
I need to
A
show
dog did that.
Krillin could kill Nero.
Hey, hold
I'm
on.
just kidding. I'm just
Like,
kidding.
yeah.
Filling credit.
Close at level
Yamcha
30.
Oh, you suck.
No.
That's just mean. You can again. You have free will to stab them all.
Chaozu could kill Nero.
Uchatsu blows up anything that walks around.
Chaozu's actually quite powerful.
He has explosion. He's a Pokemon. We've established this. He
Yeah.
has more than 50 hit points. so
Oh,
yes,
you
he
use
can do a lot of things.
self-destruct. I hate it when they do that.
All right.
Anyway,
So
so yeah, I'm just gonna walk up and I'm just gonna be like, I'm always gonna do things myself.
Nero's hand rises from the ground just
As I go to heal Nero.
okay, you heal Nero.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're coming over to
Yes,
me.
I'm going over
Yeah,
to
okay.
Helen, asking for the
Reliquary.
This is rather
I-
backwards.
I give her the reliquary.
No, you get 12
She's
hit
the
points.
cleric.
Did an answer?
You're welcome.
Wait. Oh yeah. You said does
Do you want blood
of the blood god?
I don't think you should put paint in your book.
You don't
Yes, yes,
get
yes, yes, yes.
any words. You just hear.
Wait, so the cleric left the downed party members so that the bard could walk over and heal him.
I was already over there while the cleric was dealing with
Cleric's
the other
dealing
thing.
with something else.
Yeah.
I know, but she had to walk past me.
I
Once
know.
it's dying.
Alright!
You're not dead.
She spares the dying with her.
Well, funny story, you
You
healed
walk
me to
past
my
the
maximum
dying.
currently,
I know.
so, you know,
I mean, I did a pretty good job, so I'm happy.
How many
I
hit
can
points?
also
12.
12.
Holy crap.
You literally
Yeah.
healed
Max
me to my
healed him,
maximum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
Sure, you can take my necrotic damage. I don't mind giving it to you.
Oh, here, I have a good bag.
Sadly, he can't heal
My
anymore.
maximum. I can't.
Now you're full.
Yeah.
No, I've already was at full.
No.
Full.
Your tummy is full, and you got all the nutrition you needed for
I
a day.
almost imagine the good berry, like the Miracle Max pill.
Yeah.
And the chocolate makes it go down better.
Alright.
All right. So
guys.
you guys, you take care of that. You are handing over the reliquary to her.
Yes.
What are you
Try
doing,
to
buddy?
swipe it and run.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna end up with a fricasseed bird at some point. Go ahead.
Sleight of hand.
Yep. Now hold on. Before you sleight of hand, I need you to roll me some sort of a stealth so that they don't understand what you are doing to try and steal. I need you.
Oh, so you're trying to do this right now or after the
Your passive perception is a okay.
That's
Then
only,
it's a perception check.
Am I rolling perception?
You're not, because this would be based on a passive, I think, unless you were actually suspicious of this bird.
Oh, I'm always
Which-
suspicious of
You're suspicious of the bird, I know. You guys go ahead, make me perception checks, because I know you're probably suspicious of them too.
To be fair though, she just got the thing and is probably holding and looking at it. Wow.
Yep.
I rolled a
Bad, huh?
9.
I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 2.
So my perception is plus 3, so I got a 4.
And
He got a
my-
9.
Yeah, my stealth is plus 7. So
Your perception. She knows you're coming to try and do something.
And then
It
my
doesn't
s-
look. It looks suspicious.
My sleight of hand is
True
17.
Sleight of hand is 17. You are clearly doing something as you come up. She's like, she sees you like. You're like eyeing it, you know, and she's like, "No, you can't reach that."
Oh, no. Well, I don't. You know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna shut the hell up.
I was gonna say we're not worried about the sleight of hand because it was kind of more caught that you were trying to do something at this
Yeah.
point.
It's so mad at the whole
And got the bop.
claws.
So she's like the lucky cat. All right.
Fine. Rub my head. I go over to the dead body.
Okay, you go over to the dead body. Are you gonna?
I'm gonna take some blood.
Yeah, I figured you would.
I just watch him do this.
You
and I'm
take
just
you
like,
take what you assume to be blood from the body. It is a black ichor.
At this point, I'm pretty sure all of us see this. Because Nero just got back from being unconscious. Next to
They're
the
all
body.
standing around the body.
Yeah.
I just see him do it, and I'm just like,
We can give you the 17 on the sleight of hand for that since you already rolled the 17. But one way or the other, you're clearly doing something to the body.
I'm searching it.
Uh-huh.
Sure you
And
are.
then doing this.
Putting what I found in my pockets.
Uh-huh.
Don't kink shame him.
Everybody
I broke him.
everybody knows something's going on at this point. You are not going to be hiding that for long.
I wash my hands of it. I've already given him the warning. I'm done.
Okay.
He can make his own dumb decisions and get himself eaten by an elder god.
I really want to dangle Key over the pit.
Well, you have to catch it first.
Exactly.
Key, this is an intervention. You need to stop putting blood in your
Blast it
book.
into the fire!
Just sitting there mixing up my 17 herbs and spices.
Yeah, I've done a few for you.
Okay. At that point, you guys have the reliquary. You're trying to do something
Third
with
person
it.
in a black robe walks out.
No. You have the reliquary and everything. What are you gonna do with it? You say your god told you to bring it to him.
Yeah. Not sure how to do that, but that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Give me an insight real fast. 12. You do have a slight feeling that the powers that be from your god could help to put an end to this, or like deal with it properly. You do have any spell that's considered radiant is going to be coming via the powers of the god that you serve. So you could take that for what it is. If you want to try and destroy it. If you want to try and contain it, that's a different thing on its own. You might want to go find a temple. And until then, keep a hold of it. Which might be a really bad choice.
Yeah, I don't want to hold on to this thing.
Because with the understanding of this thing, you feel that the body will probably just reform itself as so long as the power cell exists.
Oh, it's a Gearus. Gosh darn it.
And we'll also have him trying to steal it the entire time.
Alright.
Well,
Would there be a way for us to like just
Okay.
encase it in a block
that's
of
all I
flame?
have.
Sacred Flame, roll your damage.
Wait, please tell me.
How many people are around you?
I will
while
go
you're
away from
doing
them.
this?
Okay, you get away
I'll
from
be by
them.
myself.
Okay.
That's so,
I'll
the
run
range of
Why?
as
Sacred
fast
Flame?
as I can.
Why?
What is the range
So
of
I don't
Sacred
hurt you
Flame?
guys, and just in case.
No, why are you trying to destroy it? We've already proved it doesn't do anything.
Actually, true. Honestly, it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
You can just be like, you can just pile drive this thing with Sacred Flame because it can't
this
dodge.
is what my god told me to do.
Yeah,
Hey,
her god
Hold
said
on,
bring it to
real
him.
quick. What is the range of Sacred Flame?
60
I don't
feet.
even know that.
I think
So
60 feet.
it had a 30-foot radius last time it exploded. So that's all.
So
Set
this,
it by
so she's
itself
if she
and
stands at
stand
60
on
feet
flame.
away, the explosion will just barely hit her.
And someone restrain Keys so he
Because
doesn't run into it.
30 foot radius.
Keys
Well, no,
just-
yeah,
yeah.
it'll be fine. Yeah,
Go
it'll
on.
be
We
fine.
So
all stand
It'll
on
be
one
fine. Yeah,
radius.
yeah.
It might not get any life to restore
Moping.
itself with.
Moving.
Okay,
It's
I know they're not happy about it, but that's what I'm gonna do.
okay. So you just
They're afraid.
you just keep. It's just you just see explosions of the white flame just bam, 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 nailing this thing, and you hear it like it's starting to crack under the heat in the glass, and it finally just like it goes to explode, and you watch inside the flame. It's like it just explodes straight up, burns white. It looks like this item may have been destroyed for real.
Oh, thank goodness.
Does the body
If I
just
lost
go
more
away?
HP because of you, I was about to be real pissed.
In your mind,
Away from you guys.
you just hear, "Well done."
Gary, for the win!
I'm gonna throw things.
So just so everybody knows, Garion is a hero in this world, and anytime anybody calls him Gary, it really upsets Matt.
No, specifically them, but yes, I guess anyone.
Like me and Tay.
Yeah, the people who are like, "What? It's Gary's book?" Oh,
Gary's
seriously,
Book
I'm
of
just gonna
Wonders.
shoot people.
Okay, then what did
Oh.
not Gary do?
What did not Gary do?
Yeah, what did not Gary do?
Yeah. So.
Elena?
Yeah. So you were able to destroy the item. By everything you can tell, it didn't have any effect. It didn't do its normal thing that it would have done. It seems to be gone.
Okay.
The body that is over there, as you were trying to collect your blood, you watch it just like dry up and just.
And just
Throw my hands at him and walk away.
The robe and the stuff that you guys got originally.
To be fair, I don't think you ever actually told us what we originally got the first time.
Oh yeah, so the robe and the things that you had from originally killing the body, there was the belt with a few different pouches and stuff on it. That does not go away.
Yeah.
This time though, anything that was on him is gone.
Did I get anything off of him before he disappeared?
You weren't going for anything on him other than blood, so you got blood on your feathers.
Wipe it on the book.
Oh,
How
it's
does
that
he have blood on
Ichor,
his
right?
feathers?
Yeah, it's an ichor, yeah. Huh?
How does he have blood on his feathers?
When he was not blood, but like the ichor
Right.
on his feathers. When he was initially touching the body before it went into dust.
Okay.
I just kind of throw my hands up as it disappears and just walk over to the edge of the pit and just look down.
So,
Remember, you can't fly.
I know.
the point that Nero made sure to point out.
He's got a Wilhelm scream somewhere in that memory of
See,
his.
Matt, the only problem with that is you went like this, when really there should be about 5 other hands.
I'm looking down and basically
You will all die.
every chance I get, I'm just kind of just calling out to Shalia in my mind, seeing if she's anywhere. I can
See,
Okay.
slight problem. If we don't, we're probably all going to die because of whatever demon thing he's made a contract with. So.
Okay. So what you have, are you guys gonna rest up now
Yeah.
Yes.
before going down the pit?
I'd like to
That
loot the
probably
body.
would be smart.
Well, looting the stuff that you did loot, because the body and everything that was on it is gone, except for the original that you guys had left over.
Right?
I know.
So there's a cloak, some belt, and some pouches.
Might I suggest we take a rest before we move on as well?
That robe might come
Need
in,
healing.
come in handy later if we face more of these guys.
So now, my explanation for this, just for a little bit of some logic here. The first time you killed him was the first time he actually ever died, and that was his real stuff. Reforming was all straight up power of the god itself. So once that was done and gone, all of it's just gone.
Right.
But yeah, the original stuff is the original owner's real stuff. So that's actually some cool stuff. While you're taking a rest, you can identify whatever you need to identify.
Yeah, I guess I'll identify all of this stuff. Just
The-
in case it's magic.
It's, yeah. You can definitely sense some magic on this stuff. The cloak has a spell on it that will absorb elements.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why you weren't able to touch him with flame.
And it auto does that.
It auto does it, but it only does it 3 times a day.
Okay.
That's kind of nifty.
It is very nifty.
Yeah, it's really powerful. In the belts, there is a large number of spell components, including 400 gold worth of diamond dust. There are 3 emeralds, 2 rubies, and a sapphire.
Alright, 3 emeralds, 2 rubies, and a sapphire.
He has about 1,200 gold in a pouch.
Yoink.
That is a small bag of holding.
I will take that.
And then the rest of his stuff, most of them are some pretty dark spell components, mostly for necrotic spells.
Okay.
I'm not sure if anyone really cares to carry
I'll
those,
hold
but
on to them.
yeah.
Spell components are spell components.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, the belts themselves are very nice. High quality leather. Those are nice. He didn't have. Oh yes, the other thing he did have on him were the gauntlet weapons. So these are a melee weapon you put on the gauntlet. They have tipped fingers. You can scratch and claw as if you were like your bear, basically. They do slashing damage or piercing damage, basically.
Do we have any monks?
They would be good as a finesse weapon in that fashion. Yeah, they do.
What are they made out of?
What are they made out of?
Yes.
They are made of steel,
Okay.
but they have a lot of runes on them.
Okay.
They are actually quite a dangerous weapon, by what you can tell.
Identify.
It's identifying everything that has magic.
Right.
Is there any gems embedded in it across the knuckles?
No, for heaven's sakes, no. Jeez Louise.
Even though those weren't spiky, though. Unless, of course, you asked to be.
No, so, what you get is they have a +2 enchantment on them,
Oh wow.
and they also deal necrotic damage.
Okay.
Please.
Fight amongst yourselves.
I'm happy if I can hold on to that robe.
Who benefits from a finesse weapon? Because that's a big deal.
No.
No.
Not only
Give
no,
the little spiky
but
gloves
all
to the
of words I
assassin.
can muster, no.
A cat would look really cool with double.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Or hold on to him and give it to the person who has no weapon.
I was gonna say the robe and the gloves would be really good for an assassin who happens to have nothing. But you don't know where she is currently, so taking them for yourselves makes more sense.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be like, hey, when we find Shalia, she's not gonna have
Are we
anything.
taking a short or a long rest?
I would assume a long rest.
Please.
Otherwise, half your tanks are not gonna be okay.
I'm about tapped out on spell slots. I'm doing okay on spell slots. but
I'm running kind of low. I'm about at half.
I
You
have
guys
a
are
maximum
feeling
of
it.
12 hit points.
yeah.
Josh got
Hey,
picked on.
do you have Lesser Restoration yet, Mittens?
Yes.
Would that get rid of necrotic damage? Or the limitation of the
No.
necrotic?
It does
No,
not.
Greater restoration.
Greater restoration.
What is Lesser Restoration good for? Because so far I've not
Conditions.
found
So, like, if they're confused, charmed.
Poison.
Poisoned.
Basically, if you're a paladin, you can do it by expending 5 of
If
your
you were
healing
exhausted as well.
rather than wasting a spell slot.
Could probably help with like I don't know some smaller injuries like a broken arm or something like that. Maybe? No?
Greater restoration is the only thing that fixes bones.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
never mind.
Yep. Lesser restoration stinks as far as that kind of stuff. But it's good for people who are doing all sorts of conditional things.
Yeah.
If they're paralyzed or all those kinds of stuff, you take it away that way.
Is there an attunement time on the road?
Yes.
How long?
The robe has a 48-hour attunement time,
Okay.
and the gloves have a 24-hour attunement time.
The rope? No. We're not giving the necrotic damage to the bird.
But we're giving it to the cleric.
It's alright, she's a grave cleric, that's all cool. And she's a cat.
Yeah, aesthetically, yes, I
And,
agree.
and let's be honest, he's causing a third of our problems recently.
I don't know if he's causing the problems, he actually helps kill
cat
things.
eating.
Okay,
Black
fine,
Ops,
fine.
raiding.
He's
You're just feeling the problems coming.
yes.
Yeah.
Seeking
He's causing about
you
half of our
in the
future
dark.
problems.
He hasn't caused you any problems.
Yeah, he's actually been
Caused
really
you
good so
problems
far.
is me.
Yeah.
That's fair, but it's true.
Anyways,
But
so
by association.
you have found yourselves with some decent material to take. You get a rest in the broken down crap house. Yes.
I clean it.
Okay, two things. One, Caleb, can we please agree to do our
Oh,
half and
absolutely.
half? No, protecting mittens.
That and the sword.
Yeah, you're holding the sword.
I know, but like, yeah.
We're not letting it fall into your hands.
We're taking alternating shifts regardless of the watch schedule.
Because I only need 4 hours and he only needs 4 hours.
To
So
keep an
one
eye
of
on
us sleeps for
everything.
4 hours, the other one then takes over for the sleep.
Keep an eye on like the sword and mittens and
Oh wait,
whatever else.
actually, I guess the gauntlets are the only thing because the phylactery's gone. So
Can I get a long rest yet?
The two of you guys down there,
Uh-huh.
you see Credence. He's like, I'm not sure if I've got much left in me, but I think that the creatures down here would not like the light. Come over here. He kind of finds like a just cut out bit of alcove where you guys are, and he finds like a dead rat, and takes what he has on him, which is not much,
Neither of us have much.
and puts that with the rat and makes a fire. He's like, I apologize for the indecency.
It's fine.
So you guys, at Burns, he's like, get the rest that you need. I'll take my shift later.
I only need 4 hours.
That's good, because I'm gonna need a lot more than that.
I know.
So yeah, you guys are gonna attempt to get a long rest there too.
attempt.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I succeed. Dang it.
So, yeah, you guys, awesome job. Survived through the crazy, killed off something that was basically controlled by a god, made horrible deals with other gods, and
Yeah.
you.
Wait. He wasn't even the one that made deals with evil gods. It's just.
No. And you.
In my defense, there's no way she really saw
Oh, right.
how
you
to
made-
get out.
No,
Like,
I
other
understand.
than
I
that.
know why. There's no problem. It's
She's
just
not
what
happy
it is.
that she had to make said deal. In fact, she's probably gonna end up blowing up on Credence. As in, probably just like, why in the hell are you planning on doing? Do you realize what I just went through?
Yeah.
It's better be worth it.
I lied to multiple
so.
people, sold my soul once.
I'm totally selling you out. No.
I totally promised to sell
Not
you out.
necessarily.
Yeah. Okay, so.
She made a deal to sell him out. Doesn't mean she's going to.
Just like she made a deal with Becheron, doesn't mean she's gonna keep it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to piss off a god.
There's problems when you make deep, dark, secrety deals like that.
Becheron, I think she can't get out of. The other one, though, I think she can find a way around it.
Maybe. So, I'm going to leave things there. We will pick up after you guys have had some rest to see where they go. Those of you who watched, thank you so much for being with us. I hope you had fun. I know we got a little silly here and there, but yeah, this is what we do. If you enjoyed it, please share with your friends. Bring them here. We would love to have them. We want to have a good audience. The more people we have here, the more fun we have together, the bigger we can grow this, the more we can do with it. And then our production value can go up too. But mostly we can share more and spread the love of this game that we have with as many other people as we can. If you want to follow Studio Nathan, who is our host for this stuff, Nate's channel is under Studio Nathan on YouTube. You can watch all of our other previous videos. He regularly is doing Twitch and Mixer. Oh, guys, sorry. I will call my wife back. He regularly streams on Mixer and Twitch. Follow him there. He does a lot of stuff, not just this. He does video games and art and other such things. It's awesome. There's a few of us who've joined him and played. I think you guys did Borderlands recently.
We were going to do it on the PlayStation, but then the PlayStation networks were down.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. It's okay. Let me know when you guys are doing it again. I'll see if I can. I haven't had any time to build up my guy because I kind of had to do the Days of whatever and buy Spider-Man. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys. We will talk with you next week. Have a great night. Take care.